stand behind any country that fights terrorism, especially terrorism born of that rag picker who was wandering the Middle East several centuries ago and suddenly decided, hey, I'm going to start a new religion. Hamas is merely carrying out the mandates of Muhammad, disgrace be upon him, as set forth in the Quran. You don't start stopping them now. Where do you start? Let's see if they have any more fear of Donald Trump than they did of Joe Biden.
Catch Neil's commentary every day on Extra 106.3 or listen anytime on the Extra 106.3 app.
A hurdle cleared in the House. Lisa Brady, Fox News. Along party lines, the House just advancing a Republican budget framework, which calls for passing key parts of the Trump agenda, including an extension of the 2017 tax cuts. That framework now moves on to debate, as Congress also works to avoid a government shutdown, now less than a month away.
Top Democrats and Republicans are holding meetings to reach an agreement on a top-line spending number ahead of a March 14th funding deadline. House Speaker Mike Johnson says Democrats want to limit President Trump's power as part of any deal, which he says is a non-starter.
They want to tie the hands of the president on what he is able to do with the expenditures in the executive branch. That's never been done before.
A source says Democrats want assurances the Trump administration will spend the money approved by Congress for its intended purpose.
Fox's Ryan Schmelz on the Hill. The White House defending an ongoing effort to scrutinize spending and downsize government.
The first cabinet meeting of President Trump's second term is Wednesday, and in addition to department heads, White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says billionaire Elon Musk will also attend.
Just to talk about DOJ's efforts and how all of the cabinet secretaries are identifying waste, fraud, and abuse at their respective agencies.
Musk is leading the president's Department of Government Efficiency as a special government employee, not as the administrator of DOJ.
There are career officials at DOJ. There are political appointees at DOJ.
Leavitt also says the administration is speaking with one voice, pushing back on suggestions some directives from Musk are causing confusion at federal agencies.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House. Democrats say the administration is causing unnecessary chaos. A federal judge just extending an order that temporarily blocks a Trump pause on grants, loans, and other federal spending, while another judge just blocking an executive order to suspend a federal program that resettles refugees. America is listening to Fox News.
Let's see, if something costs less, a lot less, but people are actually happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that's MediShare. Maybe you've heard joining MediShare can save you or your family up to $500 a month, and that's huge, but it's also true. People are just happier with it. They love being part of something that reflects and promotes their values and what they believe in. MediShare works, too. It's been around for 30 years now, and members have shared more than $7 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care, whether you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan that you're happy with. Here you go. You can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. A very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. It's 866-89-BIBLE. That's 866-89-BIBLE. 866-89-BIBLE.
Oh, God. Look at this. Look out. It's only me. Only the giver. With Pete Davis, sidekick, producer, sports raconteur extraordinaire, and the mechanical magnet that controls its flopper. It's only Tuesday. Oh, crap. Is it Wednesday?
It's only 3 o'clock.
It's only 3 o'clock and it's only 2. Oh, God. Actually, I'm smiling because I just gave away more cookies and surprised my little work friend. To the ladies. In fact, one of the ladies here that I have never offered cookies to before, she's kind of keeps to herself. I love her. She's a sweet girl, but she kind of is an office. You don't really see her much. She's in her office, off kind of in the back. And so today I brought extra. I made 2 batches of cookies today. And so, and I doled them out to the ladies here in the room, in the building, in the bullpen. And the last one came in just a minute ago, so I gave a couple of cookies to her, too. Anyway, and in fact, I had to apologize because I bought them. The problem is I'm working from home, of course, so I actually drive in here. And so while I was working, I started making cookies to give. I used to bring them just to Flounder. Then when you're here, I bring a couple if going on. Anyway, so I made a batch of cookies and I overcooked them for like 45 seconds. And to me, they were a little too brownish. I like my cookies soft and kind of moist, stuff like that. And I don't like them crispy. And these weren't crispy, but they were not exactly what I like. So I made a second batch because I was working and I just got distracted with, musk stuff and everything. Anyway, so I made a second batch so I would have one perfect cookie and one almost perfect cookie for the ladies of 106.3. There you are.
You want a cookie? I mean, what are you bragging about here?
You know what I did yesterday? You know what I pulled?
What did you do?
The one up with the one I like over here that I play with. I said, I had my little bag of cookies, and I said, cookie sugar, sugar cookie. See how cute was that?
That was very cute.
Yeah, he's a...
Is that what you were asking? Who does HR earlier?
Yeah, I was wondering who's in charge of that.
You're going to find out soon enough.
Well, my Bella yelled at me yesterday because I said she had a pretty scarf. I thought, my God.
Seriously?
Jesus. Oh, what a pretty scarf guy. He looks so... Oh, Kimmer. I got her. Just said it a happy thing. Anyway. All right, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, 305. It's Tuesday. It's a beautiful day. It's sunny. There's nice crap going on. We got Ukraine something. I don't care about that. Minerals and stuff. Caroline Levitt. We got a bunch of media stuff. A lot of a big media day today. And so it'd be kind of fun to talk about that. And again, we'd love to hear your comments about, especially the media. We were talking about this not a while ago, and I remember saying the things like, there's never going to be another Walter Cronkite or Tom Brokaw or anybody else. Those people are gone.
Good.
It's over.
We don't need any gatekeepers telling us lies anymore.
Right. And in fact, now it's come all the way to the White House. And there were more rules than you may have realized about, because the White House press corps is a limited number of people available. So anyway, that's all changing. In fact, you'll hear comments from Caroline Levitt. You'll hear comments about from Rachel Madcow. You'll hear comments from Don Lemon trying to get back in the world. Tucker Carlson and the hot mic of Dan Crenshaw, a former Navy SEAL who threatened to kill Tucker Carlson and then tried to pretend he didn't say it. And, he should know better. If you threaten to kill somebody, you should mean it. Every time I've ever threatened to kill somebody, and to this day, still mean it. I mean, you really should mean it. Anyway, and he's down to kind of pretend he didn't. Anyway, we got all that stuff coming for him. Also, Tulsi Gabbard and the stuff going on at the sexy talk at the NSA kind of stuff. Oh, God. The ICE people getting stuff. I don't know. We got a million. We got a whole bunch of them. Plus, we have a special endeavor that Pete put together.
Flounder says it's the best ever, best work ever.
I didn't want to claim that because I don't want to oversell things that you're responsible.
It's the best 5-minute written play in the history of 5-minute.
And luckily, it only goes for about a minute and a half, so that's even better. And that's all coming up here shortly. Also, Pete's tweets, Flounder's funnies, and
a game.
I don't know if we can get it all in.
Can I throw a shout out to somebody?
Yeah, hold on. I got to get this thing over here.
Put that in there.
Otherwise, the stupid headphone. There we go. Now again. There we go. Yes, sir. Shout out, please.
To the Bradley Eye Associates up there in LJ. Did a great job. Took me in this morning. 8:30. Bright and early.
Need new glasses or what's going on?
It's been 2 years, so I decided it's time to go in there and get the new contact. I ran out of contacts is what happened.
Will they go bad?
No, I just ran out of them. And you have to get, every 2-3 years, you got to get another prescription to order anymore.
I got you.
So I went, and they did, lovely ladies, and they did a great job dealing with me, putting up with me.
All right, sir. In fact, I've got to go back to my guy, same guy that Steve Holman goes to, by the way. Or used to. He does. I swear. He and I was on Facebook. I saw it.
Okay.
Oh, well, but he's no longer.
I don't know.
I'm just saying, it's kind of, I mean, I've been to this guy. He did my cataract surgery. He's did my surgeries. I mean, he's done a bunch of surgery on me. This is not fooling around. And I remember Steve Holman, when he had his cataract surgery, was talking and very nicely about his surgeon doctor, which is also mine. Mm-hmm. And I thought that was kind of interesting. Anyway, now I got to go back because my eyes aren't working together. I mean, they're good, but they're not. It's like there's a little something going on where I'm at the stage now. And again, the only thing I'm worried about is when my license expires, I'd take a freaking eye test, and I want to make sure I can pass an eye test because I'm not giving up my car. I am not ever giving up my car. Well, the bank may give it.
Yeah, you're not giving it up. They're going to take it.
May not. Yeah, may not. Actually, the give may not be the proper verb.
The state patrolman will take your car.
Wrestling may be more of a
give me those keys.
Participial phrase. Anyway, 309. Here we go. 404-741-1230. 741-1230. It's a beautiful day, and it's kind of a funny thing. We got a lot of political stuff, and I guess we should begin with the actual. I'm not even sure I want to begin. I'm just not ready to start talking about the news stuff yet.
I'm not used to being up at 6 a.m. and still awake at this point.
Well, now see, why were you up at 6 unusually?
Because I had to get ready to go.
Yeah. I got you.
I had to take a shower.
Oh my God, poor baby.
So usually I don't always have to take a shower.
No, well, there you are. Well, see, yes, the benefits of. Anyway, Kimber Pete and Flounder. Okay, we got a whole bunch of stuff, and your calls at 404-741-1230. And and by the way, Flounder, I brought my magic stick in for Flounder to put some new songs on for me.
Is that a euphemism?
That's a euphemism. My magic music stick that it plugs into my car. Christine gets all excited when I plug in her new magic stick. She drives me home. No,
she doesn't. She's dead.
She's dead now. But my car, Christine drives me home and sings to me and calls me baby. And so and Flounder was mocking me because when you have to put the songs on there.
He called you a name.
He called me I forgot which one it was.
It rhymes with rat.
He called me a homo, didn't he?
I think, yeah. It rhymes with Shlomo or rag.
Move along.
Well, I challenge you as we go through the day. You can, in fact, you can mention any particular song, and I will explain to you
which songs.
Why I had that on there.
Let's get the list. Let's find out what Mr. Manley over here, Marine, listens to on his drive home.
Well, when I'm in my car and I listen to music, I do sing-along songs. Some are my favorite songs, and some are sing-along songs where I sing along like I'm in a chorus. I used to be in the Glee Club, and I was a soloist and everything in the Glee Club. I sing in the car, and I do harmony and everything else.
I didn't know RuPaul put out an album. What is this?
Look at this face.
Oh, my God.
I know the years are showing.
I saw
Neville?
No, I didn't see him in concert. But I did see
Linda.
I did see Linda Ronstadt in concert with my brother Gene, the golf pro.
Gene was singing with her?
No, silly rabbit. On his 50th birthday outside of Boston. We got there early in the morning and started drinking, and Linda Ronstadt did her solo performance. She had really nothing to say. She was sweet and nice, but she wasn't entertaining really. She just said, here's the band, and we're playing music, which is fine. But she was very nice, and I had a blind date that my brother set me up with, and she was very nice and very sweet, but at some point during the day, she said, I'm not going to have sex with you. I swear to God, she just announced it.
I had one do that to me after our first date.
I wasn't even halfway through it.
But she gets in my Jeep, and it says, you want to go back to my place? And she goes, yeah, but I'm not going to have sex with you. And there was this awkward moment. Then she just burst out laughing.
Yeah, well, see, that's different. Well, of course, I had to pretend like, God, I never would have. No, sure.
Never crossed my mind.
Yeah, good to see you. Here, let me buy you something at the stand over there.
Linda Ronstadt made a rare public appearance the other day at some concert.
Really?
Bonnie Raitt was there, and who's the really good country girl? Oh, Emmylou Harris.
Oh, really?
And poor Linda, she's in a wheelchair. She looked better than I thought she would.
What does she have? I forgot. Muscular dystrophy or something?
She's got something that's kept her from singing. And
I remember reading about that.
Poor thing. She was one of the most beautiful women in the world in the 70s.
Was she married to the former Navy SEAL Medal of Honor recipient, former governor of Minnesota?
She dated Kerry from Nebraska. And she dated Jerry Brown, the governor of California. Yeah, the lucky bastard.
Yeah, Governor Moonbeam. Yeah. 313, Kimber Pete Flounder. Well, there goes that segment. I'm so sorry. There it goes. Anyway, that's one of the songs that Flounder put on my magic music stick because it's a beautiful harmony song and I sing along with it. Although I don't like Aaron Neville. He's too wobbly. His voice way too vibrato wobbly, but I do like the harmony with Linda Ronstadt.
She's amazing.
She has a great voice.
One of my great Well, let's just say peccadillos is for her to be singing Blue Bayou while... Anyway.
Various things are happening. All right, sir. 3:13. I'm surprised she could get the words out. 3:14. Kim Pete and Flounder on 106.3. Yeah.
The legend Neil Bortz is only on Extra 106.3. Hey, it's Tug, and here's what you missed from the Talkmaster.
Hamas needs to be destroyed, wiped off the map. And Donald Trump may just be the president that would support that. Israel has every right to seek the utter destruction of Hamas.
Catch Neil's commentary every day on Extra 106.3 or listen anytime on the Extra 106.3 app.
Experience luxury like never before behind the wheel of a brand new Cadillac from Jim Ellis Cadillac.
From the iconic Escalade to the innovative electric Lyric, Jim Ellis Cadillac offers the models you know and love, along with the latest in luxury EVs.
And the buying experience just as luxurious as the Cadillac name itself. With great prices, a great selection, and a team of knowledgeable sales associates, you'll love shopping at their showroom conveniently located on Peachtree Boulevard, just inside the perimeter.
Prefer to shop from home? Visit JimEllisCadillac.com, where you can browse all the latest offers and even start or complete your entire purchase online with the Jim Ellis Expressway.
Want to try before you buy? Schedule an at-home test drive and enjoy the convenience of home vehicle delivery. Luxury is waiting. Experience it today at Jim Ellis Cadillac. Jim Ellis Cadillac, where you can always expect the best.
Jim Ellis, expect the best.
Kevin McAlpin here, alongside Evan Ward, host of North Georgia's Retirement Game Plan, heard right here on Extra 106.3. And Evan, one of the most common questions financial advisors get is, can I retire now? Obviously, this can apply to folks who want to retire early or those who are 65 or older, just wanting to know if they've done enough saving over the years. So when a client calls, when they stop by your office, how can you help them determine if they are able to finally retire?
That is the number one question that we get the first time somebody comes in our office. How do I even know whether I've got enough to get where I need to be? And I think my industry does an awful job of giving you at least the right facts to be able to make that decision. How do I know? Now, the actual creation of an income plan that can take the stresses and the risks and reduce any kind of concerns that you have in retirement, that can get pretty complex. That's why you have a person like me on your team. But the actual knowing whether you have enough to be able to retire is a pretty simple formula that we'd love to share and be able to show clients, hey, you're in a good spot, or no, you're not in a good spot, but if we do these things, we can get back on track and retire ahead of schedule or on your schedule that you want. And that's what we focus on. That's our primary concern when somebody walks in our office.
If you are wondering if you can retire, well, that's why you got to pick up the phone and call Evan and the team at Atlas Retirement today. They're going to give you a complimentary review of your savings and investments. That number is 678-736-7799. 678-736-7799. Or get more details anytime online. It's atlasretirement.net. That's atlasretirement.net. Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor.
When you hear the term living better, what do you think about? More money? A bigger house? Maybe a yacht? What about how you feel physically? How you wake up each day? How you sleep? What activities you can and cannot do? When you feel good, life is good. So if pain is affecting your life, see how Relief Factor can help. Relief Factor is a daily supplement that fights pain naturally. Developed by doctors, it doesn't just mask pain temporarily. It helps reduce or even eliminate pain. In fact, the longer you take it, the more effective it is. So give their 3-week quick start a try. It's only $19.95, less than $1 a day. And it just takes a phone call, 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF. Wherever you're hurting, in 3 weeks or even days, Relief Factor can give you a chance to rediscover the true meaning of living better again. Visit ReliefFactor.com or call 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF.
318. Kimmer Peden Flounder. George Harrison's birthday is today. He would have been 72 today.
Wow, that's it? Just 72.
Yeah.
He was the youngest.
Oh, no, I beg your pardon. On what would have been his 72nd birthday in 2015. It's his birthday today. It would have been his birthday, yeah. But in 2015, it would have been his 72nd birthday. They planted a tree in George Harrison's memory in Griffith Park, Los Angeles, to replace the one that was killed earlier by a beetle infestation. The new UYEW tree had been chosen to replace the original because it's less susceptible to insects.
The U, which is all throughout England, was used by their longbowmen to build their bows.
That's right. The long bows, man, those suckers were...
It pierced armor.
Yeah. I mean, they were, 6, 7 feet.
They shot them up in the air, too, and had them rain down on the French.
Yeah. I mean, every single one of those old movies, that's what they unleash the arrows, and that's what they would do, come raining down like darts, man, out of the sky. Rashida Jones. I took a picture of her. I looked up Rashida Jones in a little skirt and said to feet. Rashida Jones is 49 today.
Wow.
What a doll. And I love her. I think she's a great actress. As a comedian and an actor. I mean, I can't say enough about her. She just seems like a terrific woman. Rashida Jones, 49, and obviously in Parks and Recreation, The Office. Angie Tribeca. I'd never seen that show.
That was pretty good.
Yeah. She's the daughter of music producer of the legend Quincy Jones and Mod Squad TV star Peggy Lipton. Oh, is that mine?
Yes, that's a phone call.
410. I don't know if I know anybody at 410, but I'm not going to answer it. They can go right to voicemail. Rashida Jones, 49 years old. And she was also in
Use your words.
Facebook Zuckerberg movie. Social network.
Yes.
And she was a lawyer in that one, and she was beautiful. She was sweet, beautiful. I love the girl. Rashida Jones, 49. Okay. On this day in history, I'm kicking myself, I tell you, because this morning I'm putting together my birthday and history list, and among those that I wrote down, and this one's here from Founder's List, 189 years ago today, 1836, Samuel Colt invented and patented his revolver. And I have a Colt 45, the gun that won the West, the actual Colt 45, and I have it in my Paladin holster from Have Gun Will Travel, the TV show. What was his name?
It was Heck Ramsey. Richard
Boone.
Richard Boone.
He lived in the hotel in San Francisco, and his card said Have Gun Will Travel. He was a hired gun.
My dad's favorite TV show.
Yeah, I never missed it. And he had a holster, and it was a black leather holster, and it had the knight from the chess game with a ruby eye. Sterling silver and a ruby eye, and his name was Paladin, and the guy who made that holster for the TV show made me that holster back about 1991 or 2. And here in Atlanta, I was on the radio, and I said, geez, I'd love to have one of those. And I called the thing, and he said, yeah, I'll make one for you. And it was kind of pricey, but it was and I've got it sitting right there. It's one of my grab quick if somebody comes in the door holster locations. I have several planted things around the house of weapons and stuff. And this was I have it in my holster right there, and I didn't even take any video of it, and I should have today just to say the history.
What were you thinking?
I'm an idiot. I was thinking, I was cooking freaking cookies. That's what I was doing. I was trying to work, and I misjudged my cookies, and I felt bad, so then I had to make a second freaking batch, and I got totally distracted because I'm losing it. I tell you, I'm losing.
So you're baking cookies and listening to Aaron Neville, and you forgot your gun.
No, I wasn't listening to Aaron Neville today. I was working today while I was doing that. I was listening to the morning show. That's one of the 5 things I did in my last week.
Were you
activity.
tied up? Couldn't reach the remote?
Our 3 o'clock hour is brought to you by the First Liberty Building and Loan People. We say yes when the big banks say no, silly rabbit, at firstlibertyga.com. Well, there you go.
They're sounding great with Quarter Pounder doing the stuff for them.
Quarter Pounder's great. The new morning guy. And again, best wishes to Joe the Morning Virgin. He's over doing all the Braves Network stuff, linking 200 stations or whatever and doing his thing. And Amanda's gone to do NIL stuff at universities and looking for companies doing NIL. I mean, that's a whole nother business.
I know, just created.
I got it. I mean, because the competition, these hell, now it starts in high school where they say, where am I going to get my best deal in college? So, there's a whole new system of business of getting deals and swapping deals and making, I can't.
Yeah, if you're that good in sports but not good enough to make it in the professional, you'll still be successful.
That's right. You'll be 22 years old out of college or 23 years old and be a millionaire.
Until the leaches and your family and your friends basically take your money.
Well, that and you don't know how to invest it.
I know,
you just piss it away.
But still, it's unbelievable.
And I said this the other day. These kids get used to that lifestyle, and all of a sudden the lifestyle's gone because they spend the money. That's when, the bad people swoop in and say, well, all you got to do is, don't hit that free throw or don't do this.
Well,
and
we're seeing it.
Coming up in sports, I'm going to tell you, they just arrested a guy that was behind maybe the NBA thing going on.
Well, here we go. Anyway, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, how you doing? 324, here's the number, 404-741-1230. Coming up, Carolyn Levy, hear about her. A quick newsy update thing about the Iranian deal with minerals and so forth. I don't know much about that. We haven't talked about it. Ukraine, what did I say?
Iranian.
Oh, no, Ukrainian, of course. I'm an idiot. And apparently the Ukrainian people are now ready to sign a deal with America, Donald Trump, to jointly develop mineral resources, including oil and gas, after apparently Trump dropped his demand for a right to the $500 billion in revenue from exploiting the resources. Donald Trump says, hey, wait a minute now. This was a loan to you guys. You owe us for all the money we've been giving you. And Zelensky said, no, it wasn't a loan. That was a grant. He gave us that money. So they fought about it, and Trump caved in. But he did make a deal, and apparently we're going to negotiate the $500 billion in revenue from the sources, minerals in Ukraine. And it was after that Trump called him a dictator, and then he's working with Russia. And so, clearly this came out because Trump is now working with Putin, and Zelensky's a little nervous about whether he's being left out about this stuff or not. So
Putin just announced that he may lower the price because we import more aluminum than anybody in the United States.
Remember,
and
Hillary.
we get it from Russia, a lot of it from Russia. And so, therefore, Putin says he's going to lower the price, which would lower the price of a lot of stuff here.
Yeah. But again, once again, this is another domino from the Donald Trump being elected.
Yep.
All of a sudden, holy cow. Mineral deal in Ukraine, Russia doing with it's all falling into place piece by piece. And the same way in the opposite, there are like 3 different stories at 3 o'clock on the Fox News at 3 o'clock about 3 different courts are blocking Trump again with 3 new different things again. It's unbelievable. These freaking people. All right, we'll get to all that stuff too. First of all, we're going to play cut number 5 here, Flounder. We're going right in a row. 5, 3, and 2, right? Bing, bang, bomb. Caroline Levitt. I love this woman. I was going to say I love this girl, but I get wrecked when I say girl, for God's sakes. Anyway, she announces major shakeups in the White House press corps. Pool assignments have always been in the hands of a democratically elected group of journalists, White House Correspondents Association. They keep the White House from gatekeeping access. Donald Trump's White House has kicked out the Associated Press from the pool because of their refusal to change the Gulf of Mexico to Gulf of America, stuff like that. So here's Caroline Levitt saying, okay, we're making a few changes. Flounder, cut number 5, sir, if you will.
As you all know, for decades, a group of D.C.-based journalists, the White House Correspondents Association, has long dictated which journalists get to ask questions of the President of the United States in these most intimate spaces. Not anymore. I am proud to announce that we are going to give the power back to the people who read your papers, who watch your television shows, and who listen to your radio stations. Moving forward, the White House press pool will be determined by the White House press team. Legacy outlets who have participated in the press pool for decades will still be allowed to join, fear not, but we will also be offering the privilege to well-deserving outlets who have never been allowed to share in this awesome responsibility. Just like we added a new media seat in this briefing room, legacy media outlets who have been here for years will still participate in the pool, but new voices are going to be welcomed in as well.
Traditionally, there's a pool with a reporter for the 3 wire services, the Associated Press, Reuters, and Bloomberg. There's a TV crew and correspondent, a print reporter, a radio reporter, and 5 still photographers, which includes the AP. Normally, There are 13 press seats available on Air Force One. Media outlets pay for the flights when they board the presidential aircraft. Nobody took the seats of the AP reporter and photographer that were kicked off. They sat empty. But now she's announced that they're going to change everything. They're going to do what they're going to do. They ought to. I mean, absolutely. They don't. By the way, they don't owe squat. I mean, obviously, the White House needs to keep in touch with the American people, but it's not like there's something in the Constitution saying you need to get all liberals who hate you.
We're the media now, not Associated Propaganda, as Elon calls them, not CBS.
I mean, this is coming out more. In fact, we're going to talk about all the changes, even at cable. But again, think of this: there's never going to be another Walter Cronkite. There will never be a Tom Brokaw and Peter Jennings and Huntley Brinkley. It's over forever. No one's ever going to have that kind of power again. It's gone forever. And the podcast, hell, Joe Rogan is now more important to the dissemination of information in political stuff, and he's no more a politician or a political observer than the man on the moon.
He's a curious man who asks questions.
He's a great example of a guy who's saying, okay, let's see what the hell's going on here. Everybody join in, and we'll see what we can figure out. But I mean,
democracy.
Oh my God. Thomas Jefferson frequently used to say, the more information you have available, the better off you're going to be able to make a decision. I forgot what free something or other. I mean, it was kind of, the theory was that, don't block people from learning things. They can make a better decision. Of course, that was a little different during the Revolution.
That was before the government indoctrination centers took over your children.
Yeah, that's not long before the Biden team and stuff like that, and public education and things like that, true. But anyway, okay, now, cut number 3 here, Flounder. Oh, actually, you know what? Do we need a break here? I got 2 in a row.
We can do this.
Well, I got a couple in a row here. I got 3 in a row.
All right, we'll take a break and then we'll.
We're going to come. You're going to hear about have you heard about the Tucker Carlson case? A former Navy SEAL now in Congress threatened to kill him, and then says, "No, I was only joking here." Oh, really? And Tucker says, "Here's where I live." Anyway, we got that. Enjoy Reed, Maddo, Don Lemon. It's all coming up. Kurt Pete, Flounder, 3:30. Look out. Hey, it's the Kimmer. Look out. The Kimmer Show is live every afternoon from 3 to 6, just like the Kimmer.
Hey, you know what?
Yeah.
On a lighter note, some people are still romantic, Kimmer, and I have right now. It's a continuing series of love for environmentalists and Valentine's cards you can send to someone who cares about the environment.
About the earth and the air and water and the cleanliness of our planet. Well, that's a very basic answer. For example, what do you do?
Our love is like a bog.
A bog?
It's built up over time, resistant to decay, and deeply interesting to just a small number of people.
Is it a bog where it has like quicksand and you sink into the marsh? Isn't that what a bog is? My God. yeah, how romantic. See, I was right.
The Kimmer Show, every afternoon from 3 to 6 p.m. on Extra 106.3 and the Extra app.
When you buy a Subaru from Subaru of Gwinnett, you're buying more than a vehicle. You're buying safety for your family, an investment that will hold its value, and something that will last a long time. You're buying trust. For a limited time, celebrate all the 2025 models during the Subaru A Lot to Love event, now through March 31st. Whether you're looking to match your adventurous spirit with the 2025 Subaru Outback or lean on the reliability of the 2025 Subaru Forester, Subaru of Gwinnett has the perfect fit for your family. You'll love exploring in the 2025 Subaru Crosstrek, and the 2025 Subaru Legacy is what happens when we put the best of Subaru into a sedan. Plus, every Subaru model comes equipped with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive. Subaru of Gwinnett has been your hometown dealership for years, and we're proud to be here to help your family find a Subaru to love for years to come. And our award-winning service department is here to ensure you've always got someone to lean on and trust when you need us. Stop in for a test drive on Satellite Boulevard in Duluth and meet our incredible staff, or start your shopping online at SubaruofGwinnett.com.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Real Success. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at OurRealSuccess.com.
Do you want to learn how to make money flipping houses and acquiring rental properties right here in Atlanta? We're offering a handful of motivated individuals the opportunity to attend our workshop right here in Atlanta for free. That's right. We'll give you 2 free tickets when you text FLIP to 64,000. Atlanta is the perfect market to flip houses and build rental income. Discover the simple steps developed by Joe Arias, one of real estate's greatest rags to richest stories. You'll learn to flip properties and secure rental properties without using your own money and in your spare time. Don't miss this opportunity. Come to a complimentary live 2-hour workshop this week right here in Atlanta and learn how to start making money flipping homes and building long-term wealth with rental properties. To get 2 free tickets, text FLIP to 64,000. Text in the next 10 minutes, and registrants will also receive a free copy of our Funding for Deals guide. Text FLIP to 64,000 for 2 complimentary tickets. Text FLIP to 64,000.
Are you tired of dealing with loud, ugly, drafty garage doors? Do you have certain rooms in the house that you can't keep cool in the summer or warm in the winter? Hi, I'm Dan Watkins with All Four Seasons Garage, Entry Doors, and Windows. Now is a great time to upgrade with brand new, efficient, quiet, and beautiful garage doors. Your garage door is the biggest opening in your home, which is why it's such an important part of your home's curb appeal and energy efficiency. Give us a call today at 770-517-7078. Get started today by visiting us at allfourseasonsgarages.com.
Advisory services offered through Master Plan Retirement Consultants, Inc., a registered investment advisory in the state of Georgia. Insurance, tax, and commodity services offered through Fricks & Associates, Inc., DBA Master Plan Retirement Consultants. The aforementioned are affiliated companies.
Retirement means different things to different people. Some folks want to travel the world. Some folks want to spend more time with grandkids. For me, I'm looking forward to spending more time with my guitar. Whether extravagant and robust or simple and cozy, every retirement needs a plan. You wouldn't take a trip without directions. You have to know where you are before you know where you're going. Master Plan Retirement Consultants have helped many like you plan for their own retirement. Not only does Master Plan help you create the roadmap, they join you on the journey. So whether you want to travel the world, become a pickleball champ, or just looking for a good porch, a sturdy rocking chair, and an acoustic guitar, remember to plan well because the destination is worth it. Visit masterplanretire.com to schedule your complimentary consultation today.
Are you seeing your dog slow down or having health issues and wonder, how can I make him feel better? That's where we are with Uno, and it just breaks our hearts. But the solution is actually pretty easy. Add Rough Greens to your dog's food for 90 days, and you'll see changes that will really amaze you. Rough Greens wants to invite you to give your dog the Rough Greens 90-day challenge. In the first 30 days, this is what you're going to see: a shinier coat and increased energy. By day 60, your dog's going to have a stronger immune system, less shedding, and improved joint function, all due to the live nutrients that you've added to their diet. And at 90 days, better digestion, reduced inflammation, improved heart health, and you might even have reduced their cancer risk. Fetch a free Jumpstart trial bag for your dog today. Go to roughgreens.com. Use the promo code BECK. That's RUFFgreens.com, promo code BECK, and you just cover the shipping. You don't have to change your dog's food to improve your dog's health. Just add a scoop of Rough Greens.
Little Stevie Wonder. I remember when he first appeared on the scene as a little boy. Stevie Wonder in 2009 on this day was honored by President Barack Hussein Putty-Tat. His musical hero, Stevie Wonder, with America's highest award for pop music, the Library of Congress Gershwin Prize. Gave it to Mr. Wonder at the White House. President Slimebag said the Motown legend had been the soundtrack to his youth, and he doubted that his wife would have married him, Big Mike, if he hadn't been a fan of, transsexuals and trannies. Wonder song Signed, Sealed, and Delivered had been the theme song during Putty-Tat's presidential campaign of changing America for the worse.
He did.
And he did it. God, he did it. He
fundamentally
sure
changed America, and they did it.
Oh, it was incredible. To think that one guy could be a leader that strong and powerful to ruin the whole country inside of it. It was like the first year and then 7 more to follow. It was brutal. Elected by white people. Tremendous. Our birthday list includes Chelsea. Well, he was elected by white people.
Okay, Neil.
Oh, thank you. Chelsea Handler. I used to thought, at first I thought, man, that's a little hottie actually.
She was funny at first.
Funny and clever and hot and
now she's a whore.
She's just skanky.
Yeah, you just want to pressure wash her.
Chelsea Handler's 50. You got to throw her in a tub. I mean, she just is so grody.
When you're in your 20s and you're acting like that, all right, it's kind of cute, even though it's not good for you. But when you're like approaching 60 and you're still acting like that.
Yeah, I know. It's not attractive. Let's see, it's 3:38. Timber Pete and Flounder. This day in history, this was a very provocative day on this day when the Passion of the Christ opened in theaters. Mel Gibson's controversial film about the last 44 hours of the life of Jesus of Nazareth. Not coincidentally, the day was Ash Wednesday. On this day in 2004, the start of the Catholic season of Lent. The star of the blockbusters, Lethal Weapon series, and Braveheart, Gibson earning more than $20 million a movie at the time. He's decided to direct The Passion of the Christ for no money. Based on the 18th century diaries of St. Anne Catherine Emmerich, the film was a labor of love for Gibson. Told Time he had a deep need to tell the story. The Gospels really went down. He scouted locations in Italy himself and had the script translated from English into Aramaic, thought to be Jesus' first language, and Latin, and he had it translated in Aramaic and Latin by a Jesuit scholar. Premiered across the country, Jim Caviezel played Jesus the last 12 hours of his life on earth. Story taken from 4 Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, and some writings by Anne Catherine. Gibson had the dialogue set in Aramaic and Latin. Rated R for extreme violence, some felt was unnecessary, but it became the highest-grossing R-rated film in America and the highest-grossing non-English language film of all time.
It's a great film, but hard to watch.
Very, yeah. It's Passion of the Christ. 339, Kara Pete and Flounder. How's it going? 404-741-1230. Okay, here we go. Cut number 3, Flounder. MSNBC, Rachel Maddow. Holy cow. Again, this woman, she just took a pay cut. She was getting like $25 million a year to do a 1 hour a week show.
Yeah.
1 hour a week. Over $20 million a year. Now she's making about $20 million. And Rachel Maddow eviscerated her own network last night for dumping Joy Reid, the most disgusting racist traitor America's had on television, canceling other hosts and so forth. Maddow, during her show, called Reid's ouster a bad mistake, stood up for behind-the-scenes staff across the network at risk of losing their jobs. Is it possible the 81-year-old commentator didn't hold back from expressing the elephant in the room? Holy cow. Rachel Maddow, Flounder number 3, if you would, sir.
An even bigger programming change is at 7 p.m. Eastern, where Joy Reid's show, The Readout, ended tonight. And Joy is not taking a different job in the network. She is leaving the network altogether. And that is very, very, very hard to take. I am 51 years old. I have been gainfully employed since I was 12. And I have had so many different kinds of jobs, you wouldn't believe me if I told you. But in all of the jobs I have had, in all of the years I have been alive, there is no colleague for whom I have had more affection and more respect than Joy Reid. I love everything about her.
Shameful.
I have learned so much from her. I have so much more to learn from her. I do not want to lose her as a colleague here at MSNBC. And personally, I think it is a bad mistake to let her walk out the door. It is not my call, and I understand that, but that's what I think. I will tell you, it is also unnerving to see that on a network where we've got two non-white hosts in primetime, both of our non-white hosts in primetime are losing their shows, as is Katie Fang on the weekend. And that feels worse than bad, no matter who replaces them.
Yeah.
That feels indefensible.
Yeah, it's just... How about if they were not fired because of their race, you idiot? Nobody lost anything because of their race. They lost everything because they suck. They weren't doing their job. Talk about dodging people. I mean, they weren't doing their job. They lost their audience. You're a laughing stock. You're a freaking disgrace. You're a bunch of hate-filled slime bags. I wouldn't respect you. I wouldn't put you out if you're on fire any way I could think of. I wouldn't throw up on you. I hate what you stand for, you dirty, rotten traitors to America. Everything you did every single day, you did deliberately to hate this country and try to pretend that Joe Biden was a great president. We were going in the right direction with your freaking gender crap and your non-binary crap, whatever the hell that even means. Bringing non-binary as part of the American conversation when no one's even heard that word before. You freaking phony, dirty, rotten, racist bastards, every one of you. Let's keep going. Cut number 2, Don Lemon, talking about Megyn Kelly. Holy cow, here we go again. Megyn Kelly, let's see, we'll start that down. Megyn Kelly wrote, remember when Joy Reid got fired? Remember when Joy Reid laughingly mocked white women tears as pathetic and offensive to her? Well, who's crying now, Joy, said Megyn Kelly. The host of the Megyn Kelly Show bid to read good riddance to the absolute worst person on television and shame on NBC for letting it go on this long. Well, Don Lemon, who used to be on TV, and I guess he's on YouTube or now or something, he wasn't too happy about that. Cut number 2, Flounder, Don Lemon.
So let me just say to Megyn Kelly, in my 30-some years as a journalist and my 50-some years as a person of color, go f*** yourself. Okay? I usually don't like to talk about her because she's one of those people, she thrives on it. She has built the second part of her career on being a troll.
He said, you fired yourself there from NBC, Miss Kelly, and fired back now. The worst person on TV was you. Kelly worked for NBC for a year, part of the Today Show, and he said that you're the worst person. Not that's on television anymore. It's you. Googled her name, read a bunch of headlines calling her out about big supporter of women. These freaking people. And by the way, Don Lemon.
It's almost like he has something against women.
Yeah, golly.
Wonder what that could be.
I can't understand it. And he said, well, as a person, I've been 50 years as a person of color. Who even talks like that? Wait, isn't he the one who came out, Lazarus coming out of his freaking cave?
No, that was Cuomo.
Oh, yeah, Chris Cuomo. Well, what's the difference?
Well, one likes to.
Yeah, one likes it. Well,
and the other
one wants to take it up with the boss about whether he can get a day off. But seriously. And now we'll do cut number 1, Flounder. We're not done yet. Tucker Carlson and Dan Crenshaw. Dan Crenshaw is a Republican congressman from Texas, former Navy SEAL. He has one eye. He's the eye patch guy. And Dan Crenshaw was being interviewed by a guy at the BBC, and they were talking about, a lot of things. The Navy's representing the Houston District. Let's see. He was talking about Tucker Carlson, and I forgot how it actually started with a guy from the BBC. And then Flounder, some of this video or audio of their interview with the BBC is a little iffy, but here's cut number 1, Flounder. Dan Crenshaw and an off mic, didn't know he was on mic, still running, concerning Tucker Carlson. Number 1.
Thank you. Have you ever met Tucker? We've talked a lot.
It's kind of hard to say. Have you ever met Tucker? He says, no, but if I ever do meet him, I'm going to blanking kill him. And Carlson took to X to said, okay, fine. Tucker Carlson responded, why don't you come sit for an interview? We'll see how you do. I'll send you my address. Now, some people are upset about this whole thing. Again, Dan Crenshaw was a Navy SEAL with one eye, combat veteran.
Isn't that what he calls him, though? One-Eye McCain?
Well, here we go. In an exchange with the British journalist, Crenshaw, the former Navy SEAL, represents Houston, blasted Carlson, admit they have never met. Following an interview, the British news channel posted it. Crenshaw criticized Carlson for his opposition to U.S. aid in Ukraine, saying Tucker Carlson doesn't know what he's talking about. They've long had a feud on social media. Tucker Carlson once called Crenshaw one of the dumbest Republicans and eye patch McCain. Crenshaw calls Tucker Carlson a cowardly know-it-all elitist. But some of the reaction, this is a couple of serious Republican people are saying, wait a minute, this is a terroristic threat by a congressman. That's a criminal offense. People are saying, charge him, arrest him.
Please.
Another guy says, I live in Crenshaw's district. People hate him. He's losing faith. His time is done. He's not man enough or honest enough to come sit for an interview, spewing threats on a hot mic. Or lies as a keyboard warrior. Wow, that's hard. Anyway.
Here's an offhand remark, a stupid offhand remark.
Yeah, I don't think it really was a threat to actually kill Tucker Carlson, really. But here we go. It's just,
The only problem is that's actually what he said.
Yeah.
Well, I'll do it with one eye tied behind my back.
Yeah. Well, again, if you're going to threaten to kill somebody, my policy is, you should mean it. 347.
Did you carry through with it?
I have, and then I was called off at the last minute with one. 347, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. It's Tuesday, a beautiful sunny day.
Can I hire you?
You can if you want. Bring my own stuff. Look out.
The Kimmer Show is only live on Extra 106.3 every weekday afternoon on your drive home. By the way, the only music I want to hear when you think about the Air Force is Ride of the Valkyries played on loudspeakers attached to a attack helicopter.
Dun, 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 dun. I love the smell of napalm in the morning. By the way, that is a very distinctive odor.
The Kimmer Show, every afternoon from 3 to 6 p.m. on Extra 106.3 and the Extra app.
Convenience is defined as the state of being able to proceed with something with little effort or difficulty. Well, at RBM of Atlanta, we embody this philosophy. Meet our Mercedes-Benz pickup and delivery service. It gives you back time and money. Does your Mercedes-Benz need service? If so, we'll pick up your vehicle that's requiring service from your home or office and bring it back to our dealership for the required service. With over 100 appointments available every weekday, over 50 appointments on Saturdays, and more than 200 courtesy vehicles in our fleet, we're here to serve. We'll work around your schedule. We're here to save you time, energy, and money. RBM of Atlanta is a J.D. Power 2023 Diamond Dealer of Excellence for the customer sales experience and Georgia's only 9-time Mercedes-Benz Best of the Best winner. We're proud to be Atlanta's Mercedes-Benz connection since 1964. Pickup and delivery service restrictions do apply. Ask your service coordinator or service advisor for details.
Hi, I'm Chris Lalamia, owner of the Trusted Toolbox. Are home repairs piling up? Are you feeling overwhelmed? Relax. We've got you covered. From drywall dings and leaky faucets to deck repairs and trim replacement, we're your one-stop shop for everything for your home needs. No more juggling multiple contractors. Just call us at the Trusted Toolbox and we'll handle it. Your home deserves the best, and we don't want you breaking your back trying. Call the Trusted Toolbox today at 770-623-3097 or visit us at thetrustedtoolbox.com. The Trusted Toolbox, your one-stop shop for home repairs and more.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers. So we build specially adapted homes at Homes for Our Troops. And thanks to our donors and supporters, this life-changing gift of freedom is provided mortgage-free to these veterans. But we need you to join us, too, in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Stream Clay Travis and Buck Sexton, Glenn Beck, Fox News, and even NASCAR on Sundays. Anywhere on the Extra 106.3 app. Download the app now and get 24/7 access to the live stream, the latest news, and everything you need to know about Atlanta's only conservative talk station. Download the Extra 106.3 app for Apple or Android and check out even more great original content at thepodcastpark.com.
Down home picking with Johnny Cash.
Well, I left Kentucky back in 49 and went to Detroit working on assembly line. That first year they had me putting wheels on Cadillacs. Every day I'd watch them beauties roll by, and sometimes I'd hang my head and cry, 'cause I always wanted me one that was long and black.
Sounds like the Boy Named Sue song.
One day I devised myself a plan that should be the envy of most any man. I'd sneak it out of there in a lunchbox in my hand.
Johnny Cash, new album in 1998.
Now, getting called meant getting fired, but I figured I'd have it all by the time I retired. I'd have me a car worth at least $100,000.
Johnny's album Unchained in 1998 won a Grammy for Best Country Album. Critical success, but ignored by country radio mostly. They purchased a full-page ad in Billboard magazine. It appeared in March of 1998, featured a young Cash displaying his middle finger and sarcastically thanking radio for supporting the album, because he's basically saying, screw you, because you wouldn't play it. That's not that good. Now, I don't know that. What's this song for? I feel like more of this song for. I'm trying to figure out what this is.
He stole a car.
Oh, is this what this was?
From GM.
I can't remember.
He took it out piece by piece.
Because he was working. Oh, that's what I remember now. Sorry about that.
I got me a fuel pump.
Okay, that'll work. Thanks, man. Our birthday list includes Sean Astin. Sean Astin's 54. Bob on Stranger Things.
Mr. Frodo.
Samwise Gamgee or somebody in Lord of the Rings. Mikey in the Goonies, and Notre Dame's Rudy in Rudy.
One of the most annoying characters,
54.
actors in the world.
Sean Astin.
You know whose son he is?
He is, yes, John Astin, the guy with a little mustache.
John Astin, the Addams Family.
Addams Family.
And?
No, I know this too. I can't say. I won't come
Patty
out.
Duke.
Yeah, I won't come out. Patty Duke. In fact, she was just replayed in the blind girl and the water on her hand and Mama.
Helen Keller?
Helen Keller story, yeah.
So that's a much shorter version, the Helen Keller story, than the one you just threw out there.
I was trying to give you.
Mama, whatever that was.
On this day in 1990.
How did Helen Keller burn her face?
Picking up the phone. No, picking up the iron.
Answering the iron. How'd she burn their other side of her face?
She rang again. They called back. Yeah, thank you. That's how you go. Terry, on this day in 1990, Terry Schiavo, 26 years old, suffered a cardiac arrest at her home in St. Petersburg, Florida, depriving her of brain-to-her oxygen. She was in a coma for several weeks and then opened her eyes. Unaware of her surroundings, she retained a deep wake cycle, instinctive movements like blinking. She was kept alive with a feeding tube in her abdomen. In a care facility, neurological testing, the doctor said the rest of her life she's going to be a vegetable. Her husband had her transferred to a nursing home. Her parents started the fight to remove Michael as her illegal guardian because he wanted to take out her feeding tube. No one was admitted in the room as a doctor-nurse removed the tube. They had to go to court over it. And it was ushered in a complicated legal challenge. She had no living will. And so they removed the tube, remained in the hospice till the evening. Terry passed away. There was a rowdy tailgate party. Demonstrators, ranging elderly women, prayed silently to a raucous group, shouting, "Let Terry live." It was a theatrical moment filled with political drama. "My wife was going to die," unquote, the husband. A week after the tube was removed, Jeb Bush, the governor of Florida, signed Terry's law allowing him to order the feeding tube to be reinserted, which was deemed unconstitutional by the Florida Supreme Court. And in 2005, a federal judge declined the Schindler's petition, Terry Schindler's, to have Terry's feeding tube reinserted, leading the Schindler's attorney to file an appeal, which was denied, and Terry Schiavo died. But I remember Glenn Beck was on this case every single day forever. And they said, she's blinking. And people said, yeah, so does a goldfish if you flash a light at it. I mean, this was a horrible thing. It went on and on and on.
It split the country.
Oh, it was unbelievable. What are you supposed to do?
Why would you do that story right before we're doing this nugget of joy?
Oh, my God. I must have thought.
Speaking of dad jokes.
Yeah. Shall we?
Yeah.
Flounder, if you would, sir. Yes. And now another exciting adventure in live entertainment with Not the Kimmers Rainy Day Bad Text Theater Playhouse, where we bring a ray of joy into the otherwise pathetic lives of you, the little people. Today's episode, how much is that doggy in the window? The scene, a common everyday pet store. A man enters holding a small reptile in his hands. He approaches the store clerk at the counter and says,
"Excuse me, I'd like to return this lizard."
"What seems to be the problem?"
"It keeps telling dad jokes. It won't shut up. Just one dad joke after another."
"Let me see that lizard."
Well, the customer hands over the lizard to the shopkeeper, who examines the reptile, even turning it over and over to judge its sex. He then hands the reptile back to the customer and says,
"Well, there's your problem. That's why it won't stop telling dad jokes."
"Why's that?"
"That's not a lizard. It's a stand-up chameleon."
And scene. Oh, God. No, stop it. No, the tributes, they're YouTube, and they're dancing and yelling and screaming for more. They want more. Oh, it wouldn't be fair. Oh, another extraordinary example of Not the Kimmers Rainy Day Bad Text Theater Playhouse with Pete Davis and Flounder at 106.3, the only news talk radio station in Atlanta that doesn't really suck. There you are. 357.
You know it's 2:25:25? It's kind of weird.
2:25:25. 2:20. Hey, but I got the 25 and a hoot 25. I always wanted to be an auctioneer.
You could have. You did it pretty quick.
3:50. We got time for Flounder's Funny? Yeah, he's got to rework the whole computer in there real quick. But yeah, I think
black people stop singing the national anthem, not because of politics, because we sing too much sometimes. I like the white guy. You can hear everything he says. I'll say, can you see why the dawn's pearly light? Did you hear the T on that? Pearly light. Brother get a hold of Anthem, he won't make an album. At a high school game. Brother come out, yo, what's up? This is a little something I call an anthem. My real name Anthony.
I think he's may have changed a few of the words. I don't know. Who's that there, Flounder?
It's Mr. Tommy Davidson.
Tommy Davidson. I'll be damned. Anyway, Kimber Pete Flounder, happy Tuesday. 404-741-1230 is the number. Let's see. Oh, did you see the Midway jet video? Holy crap. Have they started blaming Trump yet? We don't know what happened. Midway Airport in Chicago, right near Chicago, and a jet was coming in for a landing. He was like an inch from the runway.
A big jet.
Yeah, a big giant jetliner. And all of a sudden you see the video from behind, and then he goes zoink, and he goes dead straight up in the air because he was going to run into a private jet on his runway landing.
That went right in front of him.
It would have exploded on the runway. He missed him by like 20 feet. It was unbelievable. And I don't know what they're going to blame Donald Trump. I guarantee it. By the way, I was once in a building so high on the outside looking down, I could see the Midway Airport planes taking off under me. The Hancock Building with the window washers outside the window of the Hancock Building, 100 floors up. Oh, my God.
Man.
4 o'clock, Kimber Pete, look out.
The Kimmer Show is live on your ride home on WFOM and W292 EV Marietta on Dickey Broadcasting Station, Extra 1063.
A united front at the White House. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. As Elon Musk continues to drive cuts in the federal workforce, White House spokeswoman Caroline Leavitt says he's part of a unified team working to implement common sense solutions. She also defends a Musk threat of possible termination for workers who don't answer a demand for information, though the Office of Personnel Management has signaled it considers that voluntary, not mandatory.
All the Office of Personnel Management is asking, all this administration is asking, President Trump is asking, is for federal workers who live off of the American taxpayers' dime to send 5 bullet points of what they have done in the previous week.
Leavitt says Musk will be part of the first Trump cabinet meeting tomorrow. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer.
Over the last month in office, President Trump and Senate Republicans have not focused on lowering prices or making life easier or better for American families. In fact, they're doing the total opposite.
Democrats call GOP budget proposals a betrayal as a framework for the Trump agenda moves toward a House vote. It includes an extension of the 2017 tax cuts and more than $1 trillion in spending cuts. The White House just announcing that Amy Gleason will be the new administrator for Musk's Department of Government Efficiency. She's a top Musk advisor and a former official at the U.S. Digital Service. More than 20 civil service employees who had worked for that same Obama-era office resigned today from DOJ, saying they refused to use their technical expertise for what they call a dismantling of critical public services. The White House not confirming reports that the U.S. and Ukraine have reached agreement on a draft deal for U.S. access to Ukrainian minerals, and the Ukraine's president now plans to travel to Washington Friday to meet with President Trump. Another mixed finish on Wall Street, the Dow up 159 at the bell. America is listening to Fox News.
Let's see, if something costs less, a lot less, but people are actually happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that's MetaShare. Maybe you've heard joining MetaShare can save you or your family up to $500 a month, and that's huge, but it's also true. People are just happier with it. They love being part of something that reflects and promotes their values and what they believe in. MetaShare works, too. It's been around for 30 years now, and members have shared more than $7 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care, whether you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan that you're happy with. Here you go. You can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. A very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. It's 866-89-BIBLE. That's 866-89-BIBLE. 866-89-BIBLE.
Playing a lot of Bob Dylan. I like it.
Well, my nerves are exploding.
I don't know this.
My body's tense.
Learning more and more about Bob Dylan. 1998, Radio City Music Hall. Bob Dylan was handed 3 Grammys in 98, including Best Album for Time Out of Mind. During his performance of the song, Michael Portnoy, hired as a background dancer, ripped his shirt off and jumped in amongst the band, revealing the words "soy bomb" painted on his chest. Also that night, during Sean Colvin's acceptance speech, Old Dirty Bastard grabbed the microphone and made various observations such as, "Puffy's good, but Wu-Tang is the best. Wu-Tang is for the children." He was then escorted from the stage. It was not part of the program, you see. He just tried to get up there. So anyway, a little Bob Dylan for you. And our birthday list, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, how's it going? Birthday list. Tia Leone, Elizabeth McCord on Madam Secretary, the real ex-wife of David Duchovny. Tia Leone is 59 years old today. And on this day in history, I was going to get one, and I forgot. Oh my God, what have I done here? Hold on. Oh, I know what I got. I got it right here. In fact, Flounder got this specially for me because I asked him specifically. Oh, come on, give me the X thing. All right, here we go. Stand by. Damn, I hate when I do this. I hate when I do that. Oh my God, hold on a minute. I can't read my own things. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Sorry. On this day in 1970, Ernie makes his bathtub song debut, if you will.
Well, here I am in my tubby again, and my tubby's all filled with water and nice fluffy suds. And I've got my soap and washcloth to wash myself, and I've got my nifty scrub brush to help me scrub my back, and I've got a big fluffy towel to dry myself when I'm done. But there's one other thing that makes tubby time the very best time of the whole day.
Yes, Ernie.
And do you know what that is?
And here it is.
It's a very special friend of mine. A very favorite little pal.
Bert. Rubs my back. Yes, this became a hit song in the top 20 chart.
Rubber ducky, you're the one. You make bad time lots of fun. Rubber ducky, I'm awfully fond of you.
Yeah, 1970 on this day. one cookie. Get out of the bathtub, Ernie. Out of my bathtub, Ernie. Get your own sleeping bag.
The reviews are in. The reviews
of the Not the Cameras Rainy Day broke bad text theater playhouse. Oh my God.
Kristen.
Yeah.
Never listening to another Rainy Day Playhouse again.
Oh, wait a minute.
And she put a stick figure jumping off a very tall building.
Oh my God. Now come on. That's cold, man.
I mean, a very tall building.
Lordy. That's very, very aggressive.
I thought it was one of the better ones.
Well, I mean, my goodness. I'm so sorry.
Had production value even.
I know. All right. Well, how about this? Our 4 o'clock hour brought to you by our friends at Atlanta Safe House. Yes, where the Kimmer got a safe, silly rabbit. You need to keep your medical records and your living will and stuff in there, and all your pictures, things you want to keep track of, as well as pistols, guns, things like that. Get the safe. They have a showroom in Acworth on Industrial Boulevard, on the web, atlantasafehouse.com. True patriots and God-fearing American loving country people. 406, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. How's it going? 404-741-1230. Man, we got so much. A couple of, a quickie update breaking things. Tell them about Mexico.
That seems to be a rumor at the moment. But it looks like plans are being put in place to go after the cartels in Mexico, and they're working with the Mexican government to get the okay.
To allow federal American special forces to go into Mexico. Just, by the way, we mentioned the wrong Harrison Ford movie. It was the other one, Harrison Ford movie.
No, they're both have the same scene in Patriot Games and in Clear and Present Danger of watching a satellite go in.
Right.
In Patriot Games, they're watching him go into a Libyan desert to kill the IRA.
Yeah, very attractive. But the other one was where they send the special forces guys in, mow them down. Either one would work. I mean, and that's what they're talking about. Maybe it may be a true story. The word is out now that Mexico may be willing and allowing American special forces to go do what they should be, killing all those people. Again, Chinese citizens are making fentanyl pills in Mexico.
And arrest them and put them on TV. Here are the Chinese nationals over here poisoning Americans.
Yeah, and then set them on fire.
And then look at the Chinese say, what are you going to do about it?
Yeah, exactly. Well, we'll show you what we're going to do about it. Execute them. Hang them one by one. And make them watch the next guy go.
Look, Vietnam's kind of our pal right now. Why don't we and they hate the Chinese.
Yeah,
vice versa. So why don't we put little factories across the border from them and ship fentanyl back over to them?
I like it. That's a great idea. Right there. Staff. Damn it. Anyway, a couple of quick things. We'll get on to Elon Musk and the warnings. Pam Bondi, the Attorney General, is now warning 3 states. You better keep boys out of girls' sports or we're coming after you. She has sent letters and warnings to California, Maine, and Minnesota today. We will hold accountable states and state entities that violate federal law, and we have already begun to do so. They're suing Illinois and suing New York already. And we're suing states that defy federal anti-discrimination laws. They have defiant statements, and we're coming after you. Also, Donald Trump, and again, remember, the first thing I said Donald Trump should do is take away the security clearances of all those 51 guys who signed that phony letter about Hunter's laptop. He did that, and now he's not stopping. Donald Trump has stripped the security clearances from everyone at the law firm assisting in former special counsel Jack Smith's investigation. Security clearances for all the council members involved in his dual special counsel probe into Trump are going to lose their security clearances, as it should be, among other things.
Guess what?
What?
FBI has launched an investigation into former FBI Director James Comey for his honeypot operation targeting Trump back in 2016.
God bless America, and it's about time. And he's got to go after the Hillary email connection, too. And we know that the NSA or the DNI or somebody's got those emails up in the cloud somewhere that she illegally erased when they were under federal subpoena. Oh, my God, this is going to be great. Oh, mercy. Okay, Elon Musk does. By the way, I don't know what to make of the Elon Musk coming up with 5 things you did or what we did. Is it real or not real?
He did it. It's a test to see who is there. All you had to do was respond, basically, which means you're there and someone's actually there.
Right.
Now, if you didn't respond, they're going to look into you to see if you're actually there.
Yeah. Well, the warning came hours after the Office of Personnel demanded a list of 5 bullet points. They said these were voluntary, and the previous 5 working days, but failure to respond would not be taken as a resignation, as Musk had claimed. That's what the personnel people said. Musk said the request was utterly trivial, and the standard for passing the test was to type some word and press send.
Yep.
Yet so many failed even to do that. Urging by their managers, subject to the discretion of the president, they'll be given another chance. Failure to respond a second time will result in termination. Something is terribly wrong with the federal workforce. I mean, the problem, it's absurd.
Give me 5 bullet points you've done this week.
Okay, well, I got up at 5:30 in the morning and started looking through my phone researchers for news items. Number 2, I also turn on the morning radio and listen to the show at 6 o'clock in the morning, boys. In fact, I report that Ben Burnett was filling in for the smart one because he got the volleyball day number 7. I didn't know that the morning guys get 7 volleyball days and 4 baseball or softball games, and he was using a couple of it because of the softball things. So when he was out for one of the softball games, days off, Ben Burnett was in, which is incredible. Former he may have been my councilman when I've been living in Alpharetta back in the 90s and again for the last 12 years now, and he may have been my councilman. And also Ben Burnett does the talk show, and he was also an incredible story. The guy who says, hey, we'll leave the light on for you. And incredible. I mean, the guy's got a hell of a career going.
Ask me my bullet points.
How about your bullet? What do you got what can you prove you've been doing, mister?
I got up, I ate a bagel, took a shower, got dressed, and went downtown and hung out in front of the drugstore.
Well, there you are. By God, man, you've written it down and proving you were there. And they can prove it, and therefore you can keep
They told me to leave several times.
I mean, again, all you have to do is go to work and do your job, and you can do it forever.
I know. I was one of those federal workers. I know. All you had to do was show up and show a modicum of some kind of care.
I know. It's just so freaking bizarre. And incident. Oh, by the way, one person replied. In fact, Flounder found this on the internet. Ms. KK, when she was asked, what'd you do last week? She said, 1, I called you an evil piece of crap from 11 to 8. 2, I pondered over and over as to why there's a full-blown attack on federal workers when their salaries are only a small part of the budget. 3, I went out and got my Prozac dosage increased because you and this administration had my anxiety on 100 every damn day. 4, I wondered why you and I rump. Trump don't make billionaires pay their fair share in taxes instead of destroying the middle class and the poor. Oh, my God. And number 5, I called you an evil POS again from 2 to 4. So
at least she responded.
She responded. You can keep your job as long as it proves you're doing something if you're at least there. Anyway, and by the way, speaking of your job, the Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, she's rooting out the slime bags and the NSA agents exposed as talking about kinky fetishes, polyamory, gangbangs.
Or PAGBs.
At the NSA. According to 2 investigators, Christopher Rufo, we know about the journalist, and Hannah Goodman, NSA agents are doing wild chats on their Intel Link messaging program, talking about undergoing again, these are agents. NSA agents, national security, claiming to have undergone feminizing, gender-affirming surgeries or gender reassignment, including one who said, boy, my artificial genitals are wonderful. Others saying how much I enjoyed having sex after my surgery. I found that I like being penetrated more than ever before. Another bragged about having the surgery allows him to wear leggings or bikinis without having to wear a golf under it. Others say I got laser hair removal, and boy, I'm getting my place zapped by a laser was really, really cool. Another got estrogen injections. Look, I enjoy helping other people experience boobs. Ethical non-monogamy, one claiming they were part of a 9-member gangbang.
That's the new name of my band.
9-member gangbang?
That's the album. Polyamorous gangbang.
Polyamorous polycule, they call it. Okay. Have you ever heard of a 9-member polycule?
Yeah, I think we
Polycule, polycule. I've never heard that word. I mean, my God, what's happening in America? Polycule is not a word we're supposed to know about 9 people having sex together at the National Security Agency? Oh, my God. 414. Give her feet and flounder. I can't believe it.
It's time for the Bortz Report, brought to you by Southern Exteriors, the Southeast's premier home exterior solution. Quality and precision you can rely on for over 20 years. Visit southernexteriors.co.
Years ago, some guy bought a bank on Roswell Road, complete with the safe. He came up with an idea. I'm going to let people rent a safe deposit box using only numbers. They'll be identified by a number. They come in, they give me the number, they give me the code, they get access to the box. No names. How long do you think that lasted? Not long. Federal government shut them down. In the same vein, I encountered something yesterday that steamed my berries pretty good. For well over 15 years in Naples, we've been using a UPS store to receive our mail. We don't necessarily want the people sending us mail to know where we live. So today, we're notified by the UPS store that according to federal government regulations, we have to come in and sign paperwork that notifies the government of the actual residence address of everybody that rents a box there. You have to present a picture ID, driver's license, passport, something like that, plus you also have to provide a secondary piece of information, a mortgage, an automobile registration, some other official documentation that verifies your home address. If you don't do this, then they are going to cancel your box and you won't be able to receive mail there anymore. What is this? It's all an attempt by the federal government to make damn sure that you can't receive a piece of mail or a package at this UPS store without the government being able to track it right to your home. This is not the type of government that was envisioned by our founding fathers, and not the type of government that I eagerly approve of. Hey, government, get the hell out of my face, please. This is a bit much. Neil Bort's Extra 106.3.
Hey, it's Tug. When it comes to your home, Southern Exteriors has you covered. Roofing, siding, gutters, windows. If it's on the outside, they do it all. For over 20 years, they've been the go-to for homeowners across the South. And right now, you can get 0% financing for 12 months or 10% off any job. Don't wait. Call 877-9-SOUTHERN or visit southernexteriors.co today. Southern Exteriors, where the outside matters most.
You know the old expression, I love it when a plan comes together? Well, with our First Liberty Notes, this has been so true. Hello, I'm Brant Frost, founder of First Liberty Building and Loan. You hear about our family's company all the time right here on the station. For over 30 years, we've been the local lender who said yes when the big banks say no. A couple of months ago, we opened up our First Liberty Notes program to Main Street investors just like you, and the response has been just incredible. Folks from airline pilots to physicians to even pastors are now earning 8 to 13% interest rates while helping to fuel the growth of local small businesses. If you're a qualified investor with a minimum of $25,000, you too could be earning 8 to 13% interest. We'd love to have you join our First Liberty family today. Go to firstlibertyga.com and see if our First Liberty Notes are right for you. Go to firstlibertyga.com. That's firstlibertyga.com.
First Liberty Notes are not obligations of or guaranteed by any financial institution and are not secured by any collateral. They are not FDIC insured or guaranteed by any government agency. You could lose money. SEC accredited investor status must be verified. Securities not offered in any jurisdiction in which it is unlawful.
Hey, homeowners, it's Flounder, and I'm here to keep you warm. Well, I won't, but my friends at Dobbs Heating and Air will. As a new homeowner myself, I prefer working with local, family-owned companies who value what matters to me and treats my home like it's their own. The Dobbs family have a passion for what they do, and taking care of people is their primary goal. So if your home needs help staying warm right now, call Dobbs Heating and Air and experience the Dobbs difference. And check them out online at dobbshvac.com.
Join A Second Chance Bail Bond CEO Daniel Madelon and host Tug Coward for the weekly radio show Back Your Blue. They will highlight special initiatives, criminal justice programs, and community events aimed at keeping our communities safer. Tune in Saturdays at 10 a.m. to learn some good news about and from the law enforcement and justice communities. This week's guest is Bernard Carrick, former NYPD police commissioner and a consultant to Donald Trump. Tune in on Saturdays or catch up on all past episodes wherever you get your podcasts or at thepodcastpark.com.
No one plans on going to jail, but when it happens, it's important that you know who to call. Call A Second Chance Bail Bonds, where we believe everyone deserves a second chance. Whether your loved one's been arrested in Cherokee, Clayton, or any of the other metro Atlanta counties in between, A Second Chance Bail Bonds works fast to help expedite release within hours. A Second Chance. It's better to know us and not need us than need us and not know us. Call A Second Chance 24/7 at 404-BAIL-OUT or online at atlbail.com.
Out of the tree of life.
That's the funniest damn thing I ever saw. Get the blue dot on her face. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Testing 420.
And everything started into hum.
Hey, that's old Dead Eyes. Chairman of the board, Frankie.
Still, it's a real good bet. The best is yet to come.
Had a voice, had a style. 5'8", 90 pounds.
Best is yet to come.
1995, a private party for 1,200 selected guests on the closing night of the Frank Sinatra Desert Classic Golf Tournament. 1996, Frank Sinatra sang before a live audience for the very last time. His closing song was "The Best Is Yet to Come."
He's coming up in sports, too.
Oh, really? No kidding? Well, I'll be darned. In fact, we have a celebrity thing coming up in sports in my history thing here in just 1 second. First of all, our birthday list includes Diane Baker, a famous actress of some time ago. She's 87. Diane Baker was in Marnie, one of the ladies stars in Marnie, also in The Prize, and she was in Silence of the Lambs. She was the politician and got her daughter back, or tried to get her daughter back from the monster. Diane Baker is 87. And on this day in history, it's kind of a sports-related situation here, kind of a horrible thing. 1997, on this day, a jury in Media, Pennsylvania, convicted chemical fortune heir John DuPont of third-degree murder, deciding that he was mentally ill when he shot and killed world-class wrestler David Schultz. I remember David Schultz from watching World Class of Sports, whatever, the ABC, all those other things.
Wide World of Sports.
I mean, David Schultz was a very famous coach, a wrestler and coach. Wasn't he Olympian? I mean,
there was a movie Steve Carell played.
Yeah. And DuPont died in prison December 2010, serving a 30-year sentence. He was 72, but he was John DuPont of the DuPont Chemical Company family. Freaked out and killed the wrestler. Wasn't he their sponsor and was taking care of all this stuff, and then he just I don't remember any particular cause. He was crazy. He said he was nuts. And I don't know more than that. Anyway, kind of brutal. All right, 404-741-1230, 741-1230, 422. Well, we got, are we ready to go? Yeah. Oh, hey, there we go. We got jokes, we got tweets, we got memes, we got all kinds of stuff. We got a game coming up, too. But at the moment, we got a little something we like to call Pete's Tweets.
Is Ron Howard trying to kill me?
What do you mean, sir?
He's got a new movie coming out called Eden.
Oh, God, no.
It stars the two hottest young actresses on the planet.
Yeah.
Ana de Armas.
Yeah.
A moment, please.
Yeah.
And Sydney Sweeney.
Well, here we go. That's Sydney Sweeney again.
And they're in a threesome.
Well, see, that's wrong. It's just wrong.
Shut up and take my money. I'm buying that.
It's called what?
It's called Eden.
Eden, yes, in Garden of.
It's supposedly some people are tired of society, so they go to the Galapagos Islands, and she's involved in some kind of
tortoises, and
that's a euphemism,
yes,
I'm sure.
Thank you.
Rachel laments that it's hard to get an LGBTQ kids book published these days. To which Harry Potter author J.K. Rowling tweets, I had this crazy idea the other day. Someone should write books that kids actually want to read, as opposed to barely fictionalized manifestos written to appeal to fellow adult activists.
Oh, I love that woman.
I do, too. All right, funny post. Remember when we used to wait until 9 p.m. to talk to people for unlimited minutes? And 20 years later, we all pay for unlimited minutes and don't call anybody.
And don't ever use the phone. That's right.
That's true. And the Academy Awards are coming up. Kurt tweets he can't think of a more appropriate time to release the Epstein client list than right before the Oscars. I think you release it as they're walking up the red carpet.
All those actors and
just
stars
scroll it
and
across the bottom.
Producers and directors and oh my.
Yeah.
The movie mogul people. Oh, I wonder if she's going to release the whole thing.
She said it was on her desk.
Doesn't mean she's going to release the whole thing.
Unredacted.
Either she releases the whole thing or don't release any of it, because otherwise it's going to be...
They'll say, well, you're letting the Republicans out. You're not letting this one out.
Right.
Yeah, do it all.
Yeah, do it all. And
I don't care if they're Republicans.
Chips fall where they may.
Yeah.
They can always deny it and say, well, just because I want to. The problem is there's got to be video and audio recordings. That's the clincher. If they just say somebody took a flight down to his island, that doesn't mean anything.
If Errol Flynn recorded people in the 1930s and 40s, you know damn well they were doing it down there.
Ghislaine Maxwell already said that the word is out a long time ago that there were recordings in every room. There were cameras in every freaking room. So okay. Oh, my God. Anyway, 425. I don't know what that's going to do. I mean, oh, Lord. Well, hell, Bill Cosby. I think people still watch his show on Nickelodeon or on replays on TV.
BET still puts it on every now and then.
It's still on all the time.
At least it used to be, yeah.
Let's see. What's the matter? 425.
I have a question about the Cosby Show.
Yeah.
If they were the Huxtables, why were they called the Cosbys?
Well...
Their last name was Huxtable, right?
The Cosby Show.
He was Dr.
Huxtable.
Huxtable.
The Cosby Show?
Yeah, it was called the Cosby. Wasn't it called Cosby Show?
Yeah, the Cosby Show.
Yeah, but they were called because
they were the Huxtables.
Yeah. Well, it would be like Jackie Gleason, the Jackie Gleason Show, but it was what was his name?
Honeymooners.
Yeah, but what was his name? What was Jackie Gleason's character name in The Honeymooners?
The bartender character what was his name?
Oh, my God. What was Jackie Gleason's name in The Honeymooners? Oh, my God. I used to watch it every Saturday night. Ralph Cramden.
Yeah, Ralph Cramden.
So that's what it is. It was the Jackie Gleason Show or The Honeymooners. Well, no, that's different.
Yeah.
It was the same name. So Flounder's got a great point. Why was it called The Cosby Show if it was about the Huxtables? Well, they should have called it. Because
the Huxtable Show.
Yeah. Well, anyway. See, now you've stumped the band here. You've totally.
That's the show, folks.
We don't know what to do now. We're totally said. Well, I never really thought of it that way.
You know how popular that show was? I was at a party in San Diego in the 80s. and these are all 20-somethings.
Yeah.
And there were some drugs going around.
Yeah.
The party stopped to watch the Cosby Show.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah.
I mean, I thought it was a stupid show when it was on. Why are we stopping the party?
Yeah, I never watched
to watch this stupid show.
Stop the party when Cheers is on.
Yeah.
Not that one either. There's very few shows you stop a party.
Seinfeld, Cheers, Larry Sanders.
The final Seinfeld, I was at a party and we stopped to watch the final episode.
When the church lady came on Saturday Night Live, everyone, shh, church lady's on.
Isn't that special?
Yeah.
But again, that's rare in modern day society. Since Milton Berle, when Milton Berle was it Texaco Theater or the whatever theater it was, movie theaters would stop playing the movie and they would play the Milton Berle show because people were not going to the theaters when he was on radio. Right. Or TV. They would not, or TV, anything, they would not. So they would do Milton Berle in the movie theaters. So people would still go to the movies. That's unbelievable. Anyway, 427, almost 428, let's call it. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. And among the newer stories in here, cracking down on what's the matter?
That's what someone said about Errol Flynn once.
It was like the woman gossip columnist, and I'll think of her name in a second. Little
Hedda Hopper.
No, it wasn't. It might have been Hedda Hopper. And she said,
if you took every woman,
every woman
that Errol Flynn had ever, if you put every woman that Errol Flynn ever laid end to end, I wouldn't be a bit surprised.
If you took every woman Errol Flynn ever dated, if you laid every woman Errol Flynn ever dated end to end, I wouldn't be a bit surprised. And he was a hound and
swordsman.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Robin Hood.
428, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. 404-741-1230. We got a game coming up. More Flounder's funnies and tweets and stuff like that. A Texas border rancher has been murdered near the border by a cartel IED, a roadside bomb. The Texas Department of Agriculture posted the story today, urging safety for the Rio Grande Valley. 74-year-old man worked both sides of the border along with another rancher, killed in the blast just south of Brownsville. His wife was hospitalized with injuries. The deadly explosion with an IED, my God, a roadside bomb the cartels are using now, part of a growing threat posed by the cartel activity in the southern border. The Army veteran injured by an IED during a deployment, shocked to learn of his father's killing back home. The son reacting to this. I consider this a terrorist attack. In fact, again, Pete just mentioned there's an indication, may not be true, that Mexico has finally said, okay, we're going to let your special forces from America come in here and take care of this problem. Well, that's going to be a major undertaking and a major announcement if it's true. And frankly, they shouldn't announce it at all. They should just start doing it. And maybe that's what it is they don't want to say anything, but people have gotten the word that they're going to let us do it. I mean, that's what I would do. I would never make that public. And on the other hand, what was that headline we just saw about the cartels fighting each other now? Apparently,
yeah, Sinaloa is infighting now.
Freaking good.
Yeah.
Them destroy each other. Save us some pressure doing it. Oh, my God. And more coming up on Tom Holman stuff and the Boston people and rape it. Oh, my God. We got all this stuff. It's all coming up. 4:30. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder on 106.3. Nice to have you aboard. What do you think? It's a Kimber. We've got your afternoons covered, all right, and the Morning Extra's got your drive-in from 6 to 10 a.m., too.
The CBS polling, and they hated putting this poll out. I'm surprised they did.
These numbers are not good.
Not for us, anyway.
Let's let the country know.
Donald Trump is delivering on the promises he has made. 70% approval.
The Morning Extra, 6 to 10 a.m. on Extra 106.3 FM and the Extra app.
Hey, it's Tug. When it comes to your home, Southern Exteriors has you covered. Roofing, siding, gutters, windows. If it's on the outside, they do it all. For over 20 years, they've been the go-to for homeowners across the South. And right now, you can get 0% financing for 12 months or 10% off any job. Don't wait. Call 877-9-SOUTHERN or visit southernexteriors.co today. Southern Exteriors, where the outside matters most.
For half a century, glyphosate has affordably and effectively protected Georgia farmers' crops from invasive weeds. Without it, the impact would be felt beyond the fields, hitting Americans where it hurts, our wallets. That's why the Modern Ag Alliance advocates for farmers' continued access to essential crop protection tools so food prices don't rise even more. Get the facts at controlweedsnotfarming.com. Paid for by the Modern Ag Alliance in support of Georgia farmers.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Real Success. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at ourrealsuccess.com.
Do you want to learn how to make money flipping houses and acquiring rental properties right here in Atlanta? We're offering a handful of motivated individuals the opportunity to attend our workshop right here in Atlanta for free. That's right. We'll give you 2 free tickets when you text FLIP to 64,000. Atlanta is the perfect market to flip houses and build rental income. Discover the simple steps developed by Joe Arias, one of real estate's greatest rags to riches stories. You'll learn to flip properties and secure rental properties without using your own money and in your spare time. Don't miss this opportunity. Come to a complimentary live 2-hour workshop this week right here in Atlanta and learn how to start making money flipping homes and building long-term wealth with rental properties. To get 2 free tickets, text FLIP to 64,000. Text in the next 10 minutes and registrants will also receive a free copy of our Funding for Deals guide. Text FLIP to 64,000 for 2 complimentary tickets. Text FLIP to 64,000.
It's Shoney's big boy here.
We're talking about Buck Sexton's on Fox News right now. Usually it's Clay is almost always the guy doing it. Hey, sorry, here's last night. Man, it was long ago. This would be, of course, Bob Seger. I like this. I've always liked this song. I don't like him. I like this song.
He had some good songs.
Yeah. 1981. Grammy Award winners on this day include Bob Seger, Best Rock Performance for Against the Wind. Pat Benatar, Best Female Performance for Crimes of Passion. Christopher Cross, Best New Artist, Best Song for Sailing. And Best Rock Vocal Performance, male, went to Billy Joel for Glass Houses. Bob Seger, Best Rock, 1981. Play a little Bob Seger here if you want to.
She held me oh so tight. Wish I didn't know now what I didn't know then. Against the wind.
Against the Wind. Bob Seger. Our birthday list includes Bob Schieffer, formerly of CBS for many years. Bob Schieffer is 88 years old today.
I interviewed him once.
Did you?
He was mad. Was it Carville? He's talked about dragging a $5 bill through a trailer park.
Oh, yeah.
And getting people.
Yeah.
And Bob Schieffer went on the end of his newscast, went off.
Yeah.
Said, I grew up in a trailer park, and this is offensive for this, and this reason. And I called up CBS and said, I would love to interview him on my show about this. And he came on and couldn't have been a bigger gentleman.
Yeah. Wasn't it the Jimmy, not Jimmy Swaggart, but the other one talking about the church secretary? Was that the case? Or was
Jessica Hahn?
Jessica Hahn, or was that it wasn't Monica Lewinsky.
I thought it was something to do with Clinton. Maybe it wasn't. But
I don't. I think it was no. It was the Clinton with the one with the big nose.
Paula Zahn.
No, not
Paula Zahn. Paula.
Yeah, I think that was Paula Jones, and they said that she's what you get when you drag a $5 bill through a trailer park.
Yeah, and Bob Schieffer just.
And in fact, her boyfriend was kind of a trailer park guy, and so was she at the time. I mean, they really attacked her on it. And her boyfriend, as I remember the story, the result was that her boyfriend got mad because he didn't want her to settle for the money because he wanted part of the money. And they broke up, or maybe it was her husband. I might have even been married, but whatever it was, they broke up because he wanted her to get more money, so he'd get more money. Mm-hmm. Anyway, sorry, I don't know. You want to do this thing on the thing? Okay, 404-741-1230. Hold it down in there. 404-741-1230. Wait your turn. And now a couple of a Boston councilwoman. Remember this chick? By the way, this is kind of a false headline. Boston councilwoman backs off after ridiculing Tom Homan's employment history in a fiery post. You'll recall the other day, it might have been yesterday, Donald Trump's border policy in Boston came into experience. Homan's time in the small-town department was back in the 80s. And this woman, a councilwoman named Sharon Durkin, said it because Tom Homan used to be a small-town cop. And she says it's laughable that someone who spent their career policing a town smaller than a Fenway Park crowd thinks they can lecture Boston on public safety. Our commissioner serves with distinction, with trust and integrity. Tom Homan, we don't scare easily. Well, Tom Homan said, I'm coming to Boston and I'm bringing hell with me. I looked at the numbers. He counted 9 child rapists in jail in Massachusetts. Rather than honoring an ICE detainer, you release them back onto the street. Remember he said that? Well, now this councilwoman in Boston supposedly is backing off. Here's all she said. She accused him of policing a town smaller than Fenway Park. She said, yes, I understand that Tom Homan spent his career as a federal agent within Border Patrol and ICE, but that's a world away from the realities of policing a major city. His background is in immigration enforcement, not community policing, where trust and accountability are key. Oh, just kiss my foot. It's like, screw you. And
the plan by the Democrats is to overrun all the services in this country, cause anarchy and chaos, and then come up with a solution.
And in fact, here we go, one more. Brazilian illegal alien charged with rape caught where? Falmouth, Massachusetts. That's Boston. 21-year-old Robert Vasquanios Quasos Vandolos Fansolos Fansatos. I might have added a couple of things. Raped a Massachusetts resident. They caught him on the Border Patrol last year. He came in illegally. They gave him a notice to appear. They let him go. A few months later, he rapes a woman, got arrested again in Falmouth, and this time they kept him. He was caught in illegal activity, and the same people in Massachusetts, like the girl governor, is saying this is an outrage. And she also complains. She wants to take away their right to shelter law now because they found out that their illegal criminals were using their shelters they were paying for their criminal activities. Yeah. And the girl governor said, this is an outrage now. Yeah, well, it's your fault, you dirty, rotten, stinking traitor. I hate these people. God, it's unbelievable. And they just changed the wording. Here, how about this? The CEO of Delta Airlines. And again, I love Delta Airlines as an airline. I only fly Delta. I'm flying my daughter. For the record, I'm flying my daughter in first class. I spend my money on Delta. I love Delta. And their CEO can kiss my foot. This is the same guy who let some sissy flight guy employ some sissy belittle and detract from the United States Marine woman officer trying to save lives. And it was just disgusting. And they just let it go like nobody ever got in trouble for nothing. For the freaking Delta. I mean, it's just shameful. And now, check this out. Among the efforts by Donald Trump to roll back DEI stuff, they're bragging at Delta that promoting its DEI initiatives as merit-based people initiatives are core to its business. In other words, they're promoting DEI now as merit-based DEI. Delta's the most profitable airline in America. And they are not saying anything about the female flight officer, the first Delta airline pilot to land the airliner upside down. They wouldn't even admit that she was at the controls. They tried to, hide it because they were afraid it would look bad, which it does. They have an annual report retaining its section on DEI with new wording. Here's all they did. Here's what Delta did. Here's what Ed Bastian did. Subtle changes, including addition of the words merit-based, which echoes verbiage in one of Donald Trump's executive orders, but he said, we don't have DEI initiatives, we have people initiatives that are DEI with merit basing. Well, I mean, the balls on these people. They're not changing anything.
No, they're not. Coca-Cola's supposedly doubling down on it, too. Pepsi's going away from it, but Coca's supposedly running toward it.
God. And here's another story on the border business. In California, Southern California, people, and they're trying to identify the groups. They know where they come from, but unidentified operators right now are posting pictures, photos with names, pictures, and phone numbers of custom enforcement agents all along Southern California's border neighborhoods. Interfering with ICE operations, of course, is a federal crime. They're having them written in Spanish. Here's the posters. They're putting the names and pictures and phone numbers, all the identification stuff of the agents in pictures and posting them on wherever. They're written in Spanish. The posters in Spanish. They translate, quote, "Careful with these faces. These armed agents work in Southern California, racially terrorize and criminalize entire communities with their policies. They kidnap people from their homes and from the streets, separating families and fracturing communities. Many people have died while locked up in jails, prisons, and detention centers. They are, according to the enforcement people, clearly putting targets on the backs of law enforcement agents, shielding MS-13, shielding the Venezuelan gang, other vicious gangs trafficking women and children, kidnapping, ransoming, poisoning Americans with their drugs. And they're just blatantly saying, well, you know.
This just in from the Babylon Bee. What's his name? Crenshaw, what's his name?
Yeah, Dan Crenshaw. Yeah.
Dan Crenshaw tries to kill Tucker Carlson, but instead runs into a pole because he has no depth perception. Oh, man.
What I feel.
That's rough.
They also
tough crowd.
They also had another
a rough room.
Donald Trump fired after forgetting to reply to Elon's email. And there was one other that was. We were talking about house hunter things commercials earlier. Here's another one. The sign of the times. House Hunters episode, a TV show. House Hunters episode derailed after BlackRock buys all 3 properties.
All these commercials you're seeing about how easy it is to sell your house to these corporations. There's 2 of them. They're buying up every single family house in America. Do you think you'll ever own anything again when they have it?
There you are. I mean, we'll see. I mean,
and they've told the plan. You'll own nothing and you'll be happier.
Yeah. It's all going to be HMOs, too. I mean, it's all going to be rental property stuff where, I mean, oh, man. You know, rental property people can get away with a lot more than a guy who owns the... Well, I don't know. I mean, here we go. 443. Can repeat and flounder. 404-741-1230 is the number if you want to join us here. Another federal judge blocking Donald Trump's immigration crackdown in specific cases after there were complaints and lawsuits filed by the Quakers. A Maryland court judge has issued a narrow injunction which only applies to 6 Quaker meeting houses, a Sikh temple in Sacramento, and houses of worship of a Baptist fellowship group of 1,400 churches and 750,000 Baptists. They were the ones who said, we don't want federal agents coming into our religious buildings and arresting people who may be here illegally. And the judge issued a narrow temporary injunction to not allow federal agents into those places. The administration policy, they say, violated their First Amendment rights and laws restricting government activities that encroach on religious activities. For decades, governments recognized everyone, no matter their immigration status, should be able to attend houses of worship without fear of a warrantless government raid. Well, if you're a criminal and you're hiding in a church, sanctuary in a church, I guess, is still...
Sanctuary.
You know, I guess it's still...
Yeah, it's still there, but sooner or later you got to come out.
Yeah.
Or you start stinking up the joint.
Well, so anyway. 445. Can repeat and flounder. How's it going? So I have a game. I'll do a game. We'll do a game coming up.
Want to do a game?
The thing with thing. Also, more live entertainment in case you missed it, and Flounder's Funnies and more tweets.
Well, not really live.
Well, it's not live anymore.
And we're getting a lot of reviews, and they don't seem happy with it.
Well, no, I'm so sorry. I just
hurt my feelings.
Well, I know you did the. I mean,
I labored over that.
Well, you know what we'll have to do? We'll just have to do more and more and more
until they get it.
Until they get it.
Till the common rabble gets it.
I'll have to start going back and doing my 9-minute ones.
Oh my God!
But they take me all weekend. It takes me 3 days to do those rainy day feeders. 445. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. It's a beautiful sun. It's freaking 70 degrees.
Lovely.
70 degrees. Yeah, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Oh, yeah, there we go. The legend Neil Bortz is only on Extra 106.3. Hey, it's a camera. How's it going? Here's what you missed from the Talkmaster.
Guess who among Democrats is polling number 1 to be their next candidate for President of the United States? Kamala Harris. Boy, the Democrats and the Democrat voters have really learned their lesson this time, haven't they?
Catch Neil's commentary every day on Extra 106.3 or listen anytime on the Extra 106.3 app.
Are you tired of dealing with drafty, inefficient windows? Do you have certain rooms in the house that you can't keep cool in the summer or warm in the winter? Hi, I'm Dan Watkins with All Four Seasons Garage Entry Doors and Windows. It's time to upgrade these old windows. Replace them with double-pane, beautiful, energy-efficient windows. Your new windows will help you regulate a perfect temperature throughout your house. Start saving big money on your energy bills and improve the curb appeal of your home. Give us a call today at 770-517-7078.
Advisory services offered through Master Plan Retirement Consultants, Inc., a registered investment advisory in the state of Georgia. Insurance, tax, and commodity services offered through Fricks & Associates, Inc., DBA Master Plan Retirement Consultants. The aforementioned are affiliated companies.
Retirement means different things to different people. Some folks want to travel the world. Some folks want to spend more time with grandkids. For me, I'm looking forward to spending more time with my guitar. Whether extravagant and robust or simple and cozy, every retirement needs a plan. You wouldn't take a trip without directions. You have to know where you are before you know where you're going. Master Plan Retirement Consultants have helped many like you plan for their own retirement. Not only does Master Plan help you create the roadmap, they join you on the journey. So whether you want to travel the world, become a pickleball champ, or just looking for a good porch, a sturdy rocking chair, and an acoustic guitar, remember to plan well because the destination is worth it. Visit masterplanretire.com to schedule your complimentary consultation today.
I'm Gianna Gelosi with your Fox True Crime Minute. A judge in the University of Idaho murder case delivering a blow to the quadruple murder suspect, Brian Kohberger, ruling the jury will see DNA evidence. At the heart of this ruling, the genetic material found on a knife sheath at the home where University of Idaho students Kaylee Gonsalves, Madison Mogan, Xana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin were stabbed to death back in November of 2022. Investigators used family tree databanks and trash collected from Kohberger's family home to match him as a suspect. The defense argued that Kohberger's constitutional protection against unreasonable search and seizure was violated because his DNA was collected without a warrant. But the state disagreed, and the judge ruled that there is no reasonable expectation of privacy when it comes to evidence collected at a crime scene. The defense team also brought up 2 unidentified male blood samples that were recovered by investigators after the stabbing deaths. His trial is set to begin August 11th. If found guilty, he could face the death penalty. There's more on this story at foxnews.com or subscribe to the Fox True Crime Podcast. I'm Gianna Gelosi with your Fox True Crime Minute.
I used to love this song. In fact, when I was in Chicago for a couple years in the 80s, and they assigned me to cover Wrigley Field, cover the Chicago Cubs, every home game for the season when they won the division. Leon Durham at first base in the Gatorade glove incident, and Gary Matthews and Ron Sandberg and all those guys. And man, that was.
How'd that season end up for?
That was terrible, as it should be, and that's the way it goes. But this song they played. This was the starting song. This was the song that welcomed the fans into the stadium, and was really great. It's by Van Halen, of course. Jump. On this day, 1984, which was when I was talking about this, started a 5-week run at number 1, number 7 in Britain. David Lee Roth wrote the lyrics after seeing a television news report about a man who was threatening to commit suicide by jumping off a high building. David Lee Roth thought that one of the onlookers of such a scene would probably shout, "Go ahead and jump." Well, I recall shouting that myself one time when I was on the air, and I got criticized for it rather badly. Phone calls take priority. Leela, you're on the radio. Hey, baby, how's it going? What's up?
It's doing fine. I want you to know that I thought the Rainy Day Theater was a groaner of the highest quality.
Well, now, see, that's a start. That's a lot better than the other way.
I groaned. I thought that was a good pun. Yes, I enjoyed that.
Well,
but that probably says something about my sense of humor.
Thank goodness.
Anyway, as far as favorite shows, way back in the 70s, when the Muppet Show first started airing in this country, my husband and I loved it, and we would schedule our lives around it. We had a small portable TV from Western Auto, and when we would go out with friends who also liked it, and if we had like a picnic or something at Lake Lanier or whatever, our TV was able to hook up to the car so we could watch it. Well, and 7:30 came around, and we would set it up on a picnic table, and there would be 6 or 8 of us around this picnic table, hovered over this portable TV, so we could watch the Muppet Show.
Oh, be darned.
So, yeah.
Wow.
We had our favorite.
And that was like 50 years ago or something, right? I mean, my goodness.
70s.
Yeah. Holy cow. Wow. Well, listen, thanks for the memories. Thanks, Leah. You have a great day out there, sweetie. That's cool. Have a wonderful day. 451, Kimber, Pete, and Flounder on 106.3. 404-741-1230. Our birthday list includes Sally Jesse Raphael is freaking 90.
Damn.
She was that Red Glasses girl, did the talk show for years and years and years. I thought she was kind of silly, but she was successful for years. I mean, she had a TV show, so God bless her. And on this day, in fact, Leela, you'll enjoy this too, perhaps. Speaking of old TV shows, 1972, American Style, the TV show Love American Style airs a segment called Love and the Television Set. On this day in 1972, Love American Style, a segment called Love and the Television Set, later retitled Love and the Happy Days for syndication. With Ron Howard, Marion Ross, Anson Williams, Happy Days was a spinoff of the segment starring Howard, Ross, and Williams. Centers around their family becoming the first on the block to get a TV set. It forced Richie to choose between his best friend or Arlene to come watch the big fight. George Lucas saw the episode and cast Ron Howard as the lead in his 1973 film American Graffiti. And it started with Love American Style in 1972. What a strange story. Kimber, Pete, and Flounder, how's it going? 404-741-1230. How about you want to do a little thing here, Flounder? You want to do this here?
Sure.
Let's do a little something here. We got memes and tweets. We got Flounder's Funnies and coming up here in a second. Holy crap, it's Sports Shorty. But first, we got Pete Davis. It's game time. Hey, who's next, Johnny Olson?
All right, Flounder, you got to play too. I'm going to read you to a list of things.
All right.
And when I'm finished, you tell me what this list is about.
Okay. List.
Are you ready?
All right.
Lemon yellow, violet blue, blue gray, orange red, maize, raw umber, orange yellow, green blue, blizzard blue, magic mint, mulberry, toll blue, and thistle.
I'll bet it's some kind of European candy or gum flavors or something.
All right, Flounder?
I was going to say a candy flavor.
Candy flavor. You're both wrong, so guess again.
Wow. Well, then in that case, it would be...
Is it a color chart?
Blue, yellow,
No.
lemon yellow, blues and things.
Everybody had these. Everybody used them. Back at the time when you were listening to Ernie sing his Rubber Ducky song, you'd probably be playing with these.
Tiles of...
no.
Legos?
No.
Oh, my God. I can't...
I'll get a hint.
Not pickup sticks.
You play with it. It's kind of an artistic thing.
Oh, my God.
Oh, crap.
Say
no,
Play-Doh?
not crap.
Say
Not
the
Play-Doh?
Play-Doh? No, but that's closer. Play-Doh. Not Play-Doh.
Oh, well, then it's clay.
No, it's not
Crayons?
clay. What?
Crayons?
Crayons!
Oh, okay. Well, I was going to say that, and I thought, well, I've never heard those colors before.
That's right, because they don't have them anymore. They're gone.
And oh my God, very
thistle.
cool.
I never knew thistle. Mulberry looks like a pretty cool color.
I've never heard those colors. Yeah, I can see you can see the colors in your little picture there. It's pretty cool. I'll be damned.
Now, if I would have said markers, would I have been correct? Or
No,
it has to be crayons?
crayons.
Markers are...
What's crayons made of?
Wax.
That's not really wax.
I think it is.
Like oil?
Oil and wax, maybe. I hated crayons because remember when they had the thing where you could sharpen them and it never worked?
No.
It was in the box you got. Remember, you could get the big box that had multiple layers?
Yeah. And you got the big 64 box.
Yeah.
You'd open it up and first you smell it.
Yeah, right.
And then you didn't want to touch it.
Yeah.
Because it was pristine. It was beautiful.
They had beautiful points.
Because all the crayons were sharp and pointed and you wouldn't let any of your friends mess with them.
No.
Yeah, that's right.
You fight over them. You stab each other with
As it should be. Oh, mercy.
I was a big fan of coloring as a kid. I loved coloring in crayons. And
He's still doing it.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah. I
always like telling the story my first time board hopping with you guys when we went to break, and I look at you coloring circles and you started smelling a permanent marker.
Well, in fact, I've got some today that
yeah, it was green. It was green too.
Yeah, Pete smells my magic markers, and I'm the guy who takes I have to go buy special ink pen ink that's smooth flowing and that it comes out really soft and smooth. I hate fine point stuff. Although I only use, when I'm doing coloring books, I use the fine point because they do all the little teeny lines and stuff.
Nothing beats mimeograph paper.
Well, yeah.
In
fact, the teacher, who wants to help with a mimeograph? I do.
And she'd walk down and she'd give you the little paper, and everybody did the same thing.
Yeah, sniff it. You know what else I was thinking of? How many times will you never see this in a classroom again? When if you were really good, the teacher would let you use the paper cutter. Remember the big steel machine with a big line, the big guillotine. 17-pound guillotine arm comes slamming down on it. Zoink, cutting the paper.
I think I've cut
if you've been
myself.
good, we were always cutting up paper. What do you think the chances are in today's America they would have paper cutters in schools?
The big treat was you got to leave class and go outside the school and clap the erasers and clean them.
That too.
Because because you thought I could run away.
Yeah.
I could drop these erasers and run off into the woods.
Well, being able as special, you felt so special being able to leave the class and then come back in as though I'm Mr. Big Shot.
With clean erasers.
Like, the safety patrol council people and stuff like that.
Hated safety patrol. They wouldn't have me.
Well, they had me, mister. I was a student council rep and all kinds.
I bet you were.
457, Kipper Pete.
How'd you fit that in with your first-year trombone work?
Hey, ho!
Our friend Hannah, whenever she drinks, she becomes more Christian. John, listen. Judge not, John. What? Hannah, it's fine. John, ye without stones cast the first sin. If you're not laughing at that joke, I'm judging you so hard right now, dude. That's one of our main verses, but okay. John, listen. Are you leaning on the bar? Where am I supposed to lean? It says not on my own understanding. Okay, that's pretty good, actually. How many fingers am I holding up? I walk by faith, not by sight, John. They always hit you with this. You ever heard this? John, Jesus drank. Okay, what do you have to say about that? Jesus drank. I was like, yeah, but he didn't throw up on a mechanical bull. So.
Donald Trump live?
Well, we got news coming up.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, we got 30 seconds.
Actually, best I've ever seen. So I just want to thank Tim Cook and Apple for the confidence. $500 billion.
$500 billion.
The biggest investment anyone has made in a short period of time.
Mr. President, have you spoken today with the House Republican holdouts who said they would not be supporting the budget resolution?
Well, I'm not involved in that. They know what I want, and the Senate knows what I want too. And the Senate's got a bill that's very strong, having to do with the taxes, because the taxes is what's bringing all these companies in. So, and without it, by the way, you'd have to double your own taxes. Everybody would be doubled up, and you'd have the biggest tax increase ever. So the House has a bill, and the Senate has a bill, and I'm looking at them both.
There's a president in the White House a few minutes ago.
I don't know where they are.
Taking questions. He opens up the office. I love this.
The time.
I hope he's still doing it a little while later, and we'll take him live again. I mean, holy cow. What a great idea.
Fluorescent pink tie.
Yeah, but still, I mean, here he is, man. Right, just sitting right in front of you. 5 o'clock. Holy crap. It's sports, all the latest news and Trump and things. And here we go.
I love that tie.
Yeah, there you
go. WFOM and W292 EV Marietta, a Dickey broadcasting station. This hour is presented by Lee Brandt Jewelry and Watches.
The U.S. and Ukraine appear to have a deal. Lisa Brady, Fox News. President Trump just telling reporters a deal on access to Ukraine's rare earth minerals has pretty much been negotiated, and that President Zelensky wants to come to Washington on Friday. 3 senior Ukrainian officials say there's agreement on a framework for a broad economic deal. Ukraine trying to win ongoing U.S. support as President Trump also pushes for a peace deal with Russia. Russia, meantime, has been launching more attacks in Ukraine.
Just overnight, Russia unleashed more than 200 attack drones. Ukrainian officials say they also shot down 6 cruise missiles. And throughout the recent evenings, sirens have been blaring pretty much every few hours.
Fox's Alex Hogan in Ukraine's capital, Kiev, where civilians tell her they're pleading with the U.S. not to give up on Ukraine. While signing more executive orders, President Trump just announcing a new immigration program, visas for investors, what he calls gold cards, to be sold for $5 million to foreigners who want to move to the U.S. and create jobs. Also telling reporters it's possible Russian oligarchs could qualify. Federal workers get a second chance to avoid possibly being fired.
White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says there is no confusion over a request from Elon Musk for federal workers to list 5 bullet points of accomplishments this week.
The president and Elon, his entire cabinet, are working as one unified team, and they are implementing these very common sense solutions.
Musk initially set a Monday night deadline and warned failure to comply would be viewed as a resignation, but several agencies have cautioned employees about responding.
Agency heads will determine the best practices for their employees at their specific agencies.
Musk will attend the first cabinet meeting of President Trump's second term tomorrow.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House. America is listening to Fox News.
Let's see, if something costs less, a lot less, but people are actually happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that's MetaShare. Maybe you've heard joining MetaShare can save you or your family up to $500 a month, and that's huge, but it's also true. People are just happier with it. They love being part of something that reflects and promotes their values and what they believe in. MetaShare works, too. It's been around for 30 years now, and members have shared more than $7 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network, so yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care, whether you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan that you're happy with. Here you go. You can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. A very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. It's 866-89-BIBLE. That's 866-89-BIBLE. 866-89-BIBLE.
Let's get it together, ladies. Flip, shoulder, right up plank. Ready on your dog, target. Road guards out. Stand by. It's only me. It's only the Giver with Pete Davidson Flounder. And all of a sudden now Donald Trump is the agent of chaos. Yes, the Democrats have they have a new phrase now all over the headlines. Donald Trump is an agent of chaos. He's raining hatred on America. Oh my God, this is freaking hysterical. The way the media is reacting, the way they're turning on themselves. I mean, everything's imploding. I just freaking love it. And again, and by the way, we'll mention a local Georgia congressman is trying to get everybody kind of slow down because it's going so fast. They really don't know what to do. I'll talk about that in just a second. Anyway, how's it going? It's only me, the Kipper, Pete, and Flounder on 106.3. Here's the number, 404-741-1230. 741-1230. And coming up, we got the latest stuff on Elon Musk and the Doge thing and the court cases and Pam Bondi. And they apparently have found out who the leakers were on some of the border security issues, and she's going to go after them and get them. Geez, we got so much here to talk about. Well, I mentioned on the Doge thing, there's a Georgia congressman, Austin Scott, Republican Georgia, is concerned about the Republican lawmakers not being on the same page as the White House and Elon Musk. He wants to see better communication between Doge, the president, and the House because he says we're getting fed to the wolves. Elon's just tweeting. It's like we're getting left out, don't know what's going on. I'm going to echo Austin's comments. So, it'd be nice to have some leads and some heads up here where there's a lot of questions. Let's make sure we're putting out the accurate information. It's all the same. Other lawmakers are saying, he referred to people on federal benefits as parasite class. What Elon's talking about is taking those who are gaming the system as parasites, but Austin looks at it differently, which is fine. But he said his people took offense to that. Well, here we go. Anyway, I mean, let's not have Republicans start turning on themselves like the Democrats are doing.
They're always doing that.
That's all they every single time, and I'm hoping this is not the beginning of it. It's a couple of Republicans are saying, "Wait a minute, what's going on here?" Because they feel left out. Well, it's going fast
because you're useless.
Yeah, get on the program.
Yeah, get out of the way.
Yeah. Just let it happen. Never mind worried about words. If someone calls, if Elon Musk says some of these people are parasites, let it go. It's not a thing. It doesn't make any difference. It's not an issue. And if you make it an issue, you got me to just talk about it.
How many times have we seen in our lives Republicans get a hold of the House or the Senate or all three or whatever and sit on their hands and do nothing with it?
Yeah. Well, there you are. And again, so this may be the start. I certainly hope not. 404-741-1230. A couple things, major shake-ups, including who will be covering the media at the White House, the White House press corps. And that's because Caroline Leavitt has made a couple of announcements here. In fact, we'll play cut number 5 here, Flounder. Caroline Leavitt announces major White House media shake-up. The White House Correspondents Association is normally assigned in the pool by a democratically elected group of the journalists to keep the White House from gatekeeping access. Donald Trump's new White House has said, now, wait a minute, AP's gone because they did the whole Gulf of Mexico, not Gulf of America thing, and they're kind of just being iffy, and Donald Trump said, screw you, we don't need you. So Caroline Leavitt has now made a couple of things clear about what the history has always been at the White House press corps and what it's going to be now. Flounder, if you would, sir, number 5.
As you all know, for decades, a group of D.C.-based journalists, the White House Correspondents Association, has long dictated which journalists get to ask questions of the President of the United States in these most intimate spaces. Not anymore. I am proud to announce that we are going to give the power back to the people who read your papers, who watch your television shows, and who listen to your radio stations. Moving forward, the White House press pool will be determined by the White House press team. Legacy outlets who have participated in the press pool for decades will still be allowed to join, fear not, but we will also be offering the privilege to well-deserving outlets who have never been allowed to share in this awesome responsibility. Just like we added a new media seat in this briefing room, legacy media outlets who have been here for years will still participate in the pool, but new voices are going to be welcomed in as well. As part of these changes, we will continue the rotation amongst the 5 major television networks to ensure the president's remarks are heard far and wide around this world. We will add additional streaming services which reach different audiences than traditional cable and broadcast. This is the ever-changing landscape of the media in the United States today. We will continue to rotate a print pooler who has the great responsibility of quickly transcribing the president's remarks and disseminating them to the rest of the world. And we will add outlets to the print pool rotation who have long been denied the privilege to partake in this experience, but are committed to covering this White House beat. We will continue to rotate a radio pooler and add other radio hosts who have been denied access, especially local radio hosts who serve as the heartbeat of our country.
There you go.
And we will add additional outlets and reporters who are well suited to cover the news of the day and ask substantive questions of the President of the United States, depending on the news he is making on that given day.
In fact, Donnie Dew asked me if I could be available on Tuesdays. So I'm going to have to go to to go up there and fly
We
up
could
there.
do that.
Yeah, we could do that, absolutely.
If Shelley can go, we can go.
I think we should. Phone calls take priority. Kevin, you're on the radio, man. What's up? Welcome aboard. What do you think?
Hey, well, first off, Kimmer, I don't know. She said that they were looking for well-suited radio hosts.
Oh, God. Well, I didn't.
You.
I missed that part, I guess, unfortunately. Yes.
But what you were talking about earlier about Senate and Congress and everything.
Yeah.
These people really need to look at what's going on. Trump was elected for a specific reason to serve a specific purpose. He's doing what it is that he said that he would do. All right?
Yeah.
The senators and the congressmen, they need to listen and understand that they need to do what it is that the American people want done. And we control everything now.
Yeah.
And so if they want to get things done and they want to get reelected, they need to get on the bandwagon and understand why Trump was elected.
You know, the thing, it occurs to me, and it'll never happen because, especially in Congress, a congressman serves for 2 years. So as soon as they're elected, they're worried about getting elected again and raising money. I mean, they all admit it. Everyone admits the same thing. It's horrible because as soon as they get into office, they've got to start worrying about making sure they get donors and all. I mean, it's a nightmare, and they all admit it. Senate's not quite as bad, but for the same reasons. Here's my issue. I wish that, and I will bet you that if every congressman and senator every day acted as if they were a lame duck and therefore would only vote and be active on issues that help America, we'd all be better off. If they weren't worried about and not offending somebody, and if they pretended I'm never going to do this again, therefore I'm only concerned about what's best for my country, we'd all be better off. But they're more concerned with offending somebody or worried about how it's going to affect somebody raising money and everything else. And that's why we have these issues with party squabbles and everything else, because they're afraid to, let go of the power. Just act like you're doing the best for your country every day and you can't go wrong. My opinion, anyway.
You're absolutely correct. I wanted to bring up one other topic.
Yeah.
And it was schools, all right?
Yeah.
Trump is planning on getting rid of the Department of Education, turning it back over to the
state control.
Right?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Great idea. But you know what the states should do? Which they won't do.
Yeah.
But what they should do is currently, and I looked this up, it's like $17,722 per student in the public school system.
Yeah.
All right? Take that money and allow the parents to select what schools they want their kids to go to. My daughter was in a private school. And it was a private Christian school, but we only paid like $1,200 a month.
Yeah.
And so and she received a phenomenal education. And so that's $14,400 a year versus the $17,722, something in that ballpark.
Yeah.
So these people could be sending their kids to good schools, and then the public school system would learn, hey, look, our enrollments dropped by 50%, and they would have to get their acts together.
Yeah. Well, again, and the problem with that, of course, when the property values, all of a sudden the politicians are going to property values are going to go nuts to pay for the people who would no longer. I mean, it's you're right. The whole educational system really is way outdated. You can't just put hundreds of kids in a big building and hope they learn from leftists who are do-gooders and hard and just babysitters. And it's the whole thing is horrible. It's got to be. There should be every school should be like a private school. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, my daughter had like 15 kids in a class.
Yeah, I'm a preppy. We had 10, and I've said it this many times. We have the money from the education department alone and the budgets in America to make sure that every school would have a classroom with maybe 8 or 10 kids in it and about 3 teachers and assistants. Every single technological advancement, computer links, and everything else to make sure that every kid basically has his own tutor. To make sure that in the classroom they get it, they do it, they know the work, and everybody would be better off. And we could afford it. We have the money. And we're never going to do it. Never going to happen.
Yeah, but not in a classroom with 50 kids.
Yeah, I know. Kevin, thank you, man. I really appreciate it. 514. The meatloaf. Sorry. Inseminated person. Meatloaf. Inseminated person. If you're in Wisconsin now, you can't say mom anymore. Thank you. 514. Well, I had to spell it out for somebody. Anyway, Kevin Pete, shut up. Pete Davis, shut up. Leave me alone.
Attention Warriors, are you a veteran ready to navigate to success after service? Tune in to the Warrior Alliance Network. Join us as we spotlight inspiring stories, provide essential resources, and connect you with a community dedicated to empowering veterans. From career advice to health and wellness tips, the Warrior Alliance Network is your go-to hub for post-service success. Tune in Saturday mornings at 11 a.m. on Extra 106.3. Join us on the mission, the Warrior Alliance Network, where warriors thrive together. Visit us at thewarrioralliance.org for more information.
Hi, I'm Chris Lalamia, owner of the Trusted Toolbox. Got a to-do list a mile long? No problem. We've got the ultimate solution, our Handyman for a Day program. Here's how it works. You get a skilled handyman dedicated to knocking out your honey-do list. Paint touch-ups, drywall repairs, door adjustments, and much more, all done in one day. You want to jump into spring and not worry about your home? Call us now before the rush for your Handyman for a Day and call us at 770-623-3097 or visit us at thetrustedtoolbox.com. One call, one handyman, one day. The Trusted Toolbox.
If you're looking for a great new gig, our friends at Atlanta Peach Movers are now hiring. No experience? No problem. Training will be provided through Peach University. And if you have verifiable experience, you can score up to a $500 sign-on bonus. Contact Orlando for more information at 404-640-1300. That's 404-640-1300. And get your new career moving with Atlanta Peach Movers.
Are you seeing your dog slow down or having health issues and wonder, how can I make him feel better? That's where we are with Uno, and it just breaks our hearts. But the solution is actually pretty easy. Add Rough Greens to your dog's food for 90 days, and you'll see changes that will really amaze you. Rough Greens wants to invite you to give your dog the Rough Greens 90-day challenge. In the first 30 days, this is what you're going to see, a shinier coat and increased energy. By day 60, your dog's going to have a stronger immune system, less shedding, and improved joint function, all due to the live nutrients that you've added to their diet. And at 90 days, better digestion, reduced inflammation, improved heart health, and you might even have reduced their cancer risk. Fetch a free Jumpstart trial bag for your dog today. Go to roughgreens.com. Use the promo code BECK. That's RUFFgreens.com, promo code BECK, and you just cover the shipping. You don't have to change your dog's food to improve your dog's health. Just add a scoop of Rough Greens.
Why does it matter that D. Geller & Son is Atlanta's first diamond wholesaler? Because we get first dibs. When diamonds come to Atlanta, they come to D. Geller & Son first. A bunch of diamonds that look the same on paper, but there's about 1 in every 10 that you can see from across the room, and a lot in every 10 that are what my dad calls duds. So we keep the good one, we pack the rest back up, and they go somewhere else. That somewhere else is usually a big box store that's not quite as picky. That means the same color, same clarity, and same price gets you more brilliance, more sparkle, more bang for your diamond buck at D. Geller & Son. That's what we call the D. Geller difference. So why are we so picky? We live, work, and play right here in Atlanta. So when it comes to getting you the best diamond, we have to get it right. That's why Atlanta's first diamond wholesaler became Atlanta's favorite diamond retailer. Come see the D. Geller & Son difference for yourself and find out why we've been Atlanta's most trusted jeweler since 1939. In Kennesaw, Sandy Springs, and online at dgeller.com.
Hey, guess what? Around the world, a Tesla Cybertruck now stenciled Toyota on the back. A Tesla Model S put a series of Mazda logos on it. A Tesla Model 3 put Honda. They're afraid they're getting vandalized by Doge haters. Hey, guess what? Sponsored by RBM of Atlanta. Holy crap, it's sports with Pete Davis.
Braves split quad pair of games today.
Oh, excellent.
Got a doubleheader. They were in two different places.
Okay, a lot of work.
They hosted the Red Sox in Northport. His old pal Sean Newcomb started for Boston. And pitched well, of course.
Oh, well, that figures.
Ronaldo Lopez for Atlanta. The other squad visited the Pirates. Spencer Schwellenbach for the Bravos. The Braves nipped the Bucks 2-1. Schwellenbach, 2 innings pitched, 1 hit, 2 strikeouts. De La Cruz and Marisnik, the RBIs, both with 2 outs. The other Braves team spanked the Bo Sox 6-1. Pierce Johnson the win. Marcell Ozuna, his first home run of the spring. Sandy Leon hit his second.
Good.
Yeah. Ronaldo, 2 innings pitched, 1 hit, 2 strikeouts. After 45 years, the Yankees will finally stop doing something that never made any sense to me and many others.
Yeah.
After every home game, win or lose, the Yankees played Frank Sinatra's New York, New York, which is weird coming after a loss. Yeah. So from now on, they're only going to play it after a win. As one fan put it, playing New York, New York after losing the World Series was just embarrassing.
Yeah.
It was.
That's when it started, when I said, now, wait a minute, why do we keep doing this? It was just happened. They played New York, New York. Was their start, I mean, that made sense, but it hurt feelings in these days.
This will come as no surprise, but the Falcons had no clue what was going on with their $100 million quarterback this past season. Falcons interim GM Terry Fontenot and DEI hire coach Raheem Morris said today at the NFL scouting combine that they bothered to finally show up at one of these things. The Senior Bowl, Pshaw.
Good sign.
The team was unaware quarterback Kirk Cousins was dealing with an injury late in the season.
Well,
he's only the quarterback.
Well,
yeah,
but he's got a locker by himself. I mean, you can walk in there and talk to the guy. God.
Cousins told the NFL Network during Super Bowl week, well, they could have sent him an email and said, all you got to do is respond to this email, Kirk, and say whether you can play if your arm's hurt or not.
You're not supposed to use your phone during the season. It gets distracting. I can see that,
Says he got hit in week 10 against the Saints, hurt his right shoulder and right elbow. Didn't tell anybody.
Well, no, you don't want to.
Never got back to where he wanted. They put him on the injury report one day during week 11, mentioning that he was limited in practice. It was a walkthrough due to the right shoulder and right elbow issue. Cousins chalked up that injury report appearance to a clerical error. When asked about it after the loss to the Broncos. Beyond that single injury report, Fontenot and Morris said the organization was not in the know regarding the injury. The quarterback struggled after week 10. He threw 9 interceptions, just a single touchdown pass over the next 5 games. We all saw it. We all knew it was either mental or physical or both. Something was wrong, and the 2 idiots running the damn organization looked the other way and had no clue.
And by the way, if there's a physical issue with a star quarterback in the NFL, it's an emotional issue and a mental issue. Trying to deal with a physical issue. Of course he was messed up. And by the way, this has got to be a lawsuit. There's no way that they can just pretend this never happened and let it go.
And those Falcons, they're great at pretending things never happened.
Have they sent the official we're done with you notice or anything yet?
Oh, no, he's their backup. They say it's not the proper way to have a backup getting $100 million, but you know what? That's the way we're going to go with this.
Well, of course, this is really bad.
Fontenot said he was on the injury report that 1 week. When a player is injured, we put him on the injury report, and that's the only time he was on the injury report. Who are you, Kamala Harris? So as far as we're concerned, that's the only injury we're aware of.
Well, there you are. Yeah, this is not right.
Why is he not fired? All of them.
I know.
Is there any shock in Falcons Nation that the very people who are supposed to be in the know about what's going on with the team are the most clueless of everybody?
Where's the owner? Is he saying anything?
Talk about clueless.
Is he any comments about anything, any of this stuff?
I hope he doesn't. He's part of the problem. The meddling.
Yeah.
The Rich McKays of the world he would never fire.
Yeah, right.
You got that roof going on time, though, didn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. No,
it wasn't really quite
either.
It's a leaking.
NC State has joined the growing list of college football teams who have canceled their spring game. Head coach Dave Doran says it's because the Wolfpack has 2 new coordinators and they don't want anything new being leaked to other teams. In a related story, NC State has a football team.
And 2 coordinators.
Who knew? Just kidding. ESPN NFL draft expert and pumpkin pie enthusiast Mel Kiper Jr. has his mock draft 2.0 out.
Oh, he does?
I know you're waiting with bated breath.
I love these mock drafts. I watch them, but if it's on ESPN, I'm watching it.
Schmuck. Nittany Lions pass rusher Abdul Carter going number 1, according to Mel, to the Titans if they don't trade. Mel has dropped Buffalo's quarterback, that's the Colorado Buffaloes quarterback, Shadur Sanders, down to 7th and going to the JETS. Jets.
Wow.
Kiper saying teams now don't view Sanders as a surefire top 5 pick.
What's he got? The other Colorado guy,
Travis Hunter.
Travis Hunter.
Yeah, he could be number 1. He could be. Yeah. I mean, he's amazing.
I've seen him.
He's the best overall talent. Him and Carter are probably the best overall talent going on. But the 2 quarterbacks, Cam Ward and Shadur Sanders, I mean, they're good for this year's draft, but in other drafts, they're comparatively. DraftKings disagrees, though, saying Deion's son is a plus 650 to be the number 1 pick still by the Titans, who need a quarterback.
Wow.
And we told him that when they picked Will Levis, but they wouldn't listen, will they?
Yeah.
Volunteer starting defensive back Ricky Gibson is entering the transfer portal. Kind of shocked everybody. It's looking more and more like Travis Kelce will return for another year with the Chiefs. That's what their GM is thinking. The Hawks beat the Heat 98-86 last night. Onyeka Okongwu led with 17 points. Nice Irish kid. 17 points. Like watching him play. The New York Post and SI say the feds have arrested the alleged mastermind behind the massive point-shaving scandal worth millions of dollars in illicit profits. In the midst of the massive ongoing investigation that began with the exiled NBA journeyman Jonte Porter, federal agents have identified Shane Hennon as the alleged architect, saying he orchestrated perhaps the largest point-shaving scandal in American history, which may have included Heat guard Terry Rozier and at least 9 college games spanning the past 2 years.
College games?
Tip of the iceberg.
Oh, obviously.
Tip of the iceberg. This is going to involve every sport
And again, this is making sure you either do or don't make or miss a basket in order to affect the final score or the score. But how do they know what
Miss
they're
a field
supposed
goal.
to do?
Miss a field goal.
But again, are they looking for a final number? If you're in on the take, if they say here's $50,000 to help me throw the game, are they looking for the final buzzer to make sure they don't overdo it or what?
John Porter, I think it was with Toronto, basically would tell things that he was supposed to come in. He'd fake an injury. The over-under, he was going to score 9 points or something, and he'd have 8. He'd say, "Oh, my hammy," and leave.
Okay, but he
knew the gamblers knew he was going to leave the game.
Okay, but he knew that the over/under in advance.
Oh, yeah, hell yes.
Okay, but my question is this: if they're paying a guy money, I mean, how's he supposed to know whether he should stop shooting or? In other words, is there a score level he's looking at to make sure he doesn't go over or under?
Oh yes,
it's got to be very complicated to try.
No, it's not complicated at all. Okay, the bettors say you're going to score 25 tonight, but I don't think so. I think I'll score 23, and then suddenly I'm on the bench the rest of the game.
See, I'm thinking about the outcome of the game. I'm not thinking about the individual. You can bet on individual play. Well, see, they got to stop. They got to stop the gambling on individual points because obviously it's up to you. There's no way to correct and to stop somebody from doing something illegal if you're betting on how many points he's going to score.
Pandora's box is open. They're never going to close it.
I mean,
never.
Well, then screw them. Then they get what they get.
All right, then. Today in sports history, February 25th, in one of the worst trades in Major League history, 1972, the Cardinals trade Steve Carlson to the Phillies for pitcher Rick Wise. Now, Rick Wise was a good pitcher.
Was a well-known pitcher.
He was 17-14 the year before. He hit a grand slam or 2 grand slams and pitched a no-hitter. The guy was good. Yeah. Lefty, though.
Carlson, God.
With 27-10 the next year for last place Philadelphia that won like 40-something games.
27
he would have won 30 easily on any other team. Yeah. He won the first of 4 National League Cy Young Awards during 15 years with Philly.
He was awesome. He was brutal.
So he's okay. If you pick my all-time teams, and you say give me 4 left-handed starters, he's one of them. Yeah. Him and Warren Spahn and Sandy Koufax. And then you throw another one in there,
There's a lot of others could be.
Lefty Gomez. Yeah. There's so many you could throw in there. Yeah. Fernando in his prime.
The guy with the little teeny mustache for the giant.
Randy Johnson.
Randy Johnson.
You could put him in there, absolutely. Who's your right-handed pitchers then?
Oh, wow. Well, I mean,
Maddox.
Yeah, but I'm thinking of old timers like Don Newcomb.
Christy Mathewson, maybe.
Cy Young.
Bob Feller.
Bob Feller, yeah.
Bob Feller,
yeah.
Nolan
awesome
Ryan.
Old farm boy.
Tom Seaver. Tom Seaver doesn't get... In fact, I'm going to tell you something about... Well, no, we said yesterday about Tom Seaver. 1987, Commissioner Peter Uberoth suspended Padres pitcher Lamar Hoyt for the whole season due to multiple drug-related incidents over the past year. Lamar was kind of portly kind of guy, I remember. One of those incidents was when Lamar thought it was a good idea to tape a Glad bag of drugs to his testicles and sneak them across the border at Tijuana and San Diego.
Oh, boy.
That didn't go over too well.
No, that's
By the way, if you ever... last time I went over is like, gosh...
I haven't gone across the border since the 70s.
If you walk across the border, you look up on the ceiling while you're standing there. In fact, right now, there's not a big line coming back and forth, but there used to be all the time. They have these long microphones, and they're listening to your conversations to see what you're talking about.
Really?
Whether you've hidden something or done something.
I'll be damned.
I'm telling you, they're listening. And that was the 90s they were doing that. And happy birthday in heaven to the greatest Cubs third baseman of all time.
Ron Santo.
Oh, no.
Oh, sorry.
Ron Santo would have been 85 today.
And again, Ron Santo was in Chicago when I was in Chicago. And, I have to tell the story. And my first horse I ever owned, when I got divorced and got a horse, and his name was Stewball. Two blue-eyed, and called him Stewball. And at the stable, of course, it's all women. Every stable I've been in, it's all women. I was the only guy every time, including that one. And one of the girls who was there was this beautiful, sweet, classy blonde woman, just as nice as she could be. Everybody loved her, and her boyfriend was Ron Santo. And one day she brought me. He would show up every once in a while and so forth. And he was just the nicest guy, just down to earth and as pleasant as he could be, unassuming. And
man played with diabetes.
And they finally killed him.
Yeah, took his legs. And they waited until after he died to put him in the Hall of Fame, right?
What a crock.
Speaking of which, I'm wearing this T-shirt today.
I can't quite see it. Oh, is that the Hall of Fame?
Ernie Banks.
Oh, Ernie Banks. Oh, let's play two.
Ernie Banks. We don't have time to tell the Ernie Banks story when you embarrass me, but we'll just keep moving.
We're going to come back and tell Ernie Banks, and I've also got Muhammad Ali's story back when he was Cassius Clay. And now it's important, and a couple of birthdays. It's all coming up. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Flounder's Funnies, and also our entertainment package for you, the little people. It's all coming on. It's Tuesday.
I got your entertainment
feels like
package
Friday.
right here.
I got some tape right on my knife. Look out.
Atlanta radio legends, proud military vets, national network experts are all on Extra 106.3.
It's going to be an interesting couple of months.
With live and local shows in the morning and afternoon, and the biggest conservative hosts in the country throughout the day. We are always here with the latest news and opinions you need.
There's no chance if the media and the Department of Justice and social media are all against you.
No traffic interruptions, no former shock jocks, just Atlanta legends you've turned to for a generation. The conservative voice of Atlanta. Extra 106.3 FM and the Extra app.
You know the old expression, I love it when a plan comes together? Well, with our First Liberty Notes, this has been so true. Hello, I'm Brant Frost, founder of First Liberty Building and Loan. You hear about our family's company all the time right here on the station. For over 30 years, we've been the local lender who said yes when the big banks say no. A couple of months ago, we opened up our First Liberty Notes program to Main Street investors just like you, and the response has been just incredible. Folks from airline pilots to physicians to even pastors are now earning 8 to 13% interest rates while helping to fuel the growth of local small businesses. If you're a qualified investor with a minimum of $25,000, you too could be earning 8 to 13% interest. We'd love to have you join our First Liberty family today. Go to firstlibertyga.com and see if our First Liberty Notes are right for you. Go to firstlibertyga.com. That's firstlibertyga.com.
First Liberty Notes are not obligations of or guaranteed by any financial institution and are not secured by any collateral. They are not FDIC insured or guaranteed by any government agency. You could lose money. SEC accredited investor status must be verified. Securities not offered in any jurisdiction in which it is unlawful.
Atlanta Braves single game tickets for the 2025 season are on sale. And not only can fans look forward to some incredible matchups this season, but the Braves have a ton of unique and exciting giveaways that everyone will want to get their hands on. Bobbleheads feature Chris Sale and Marcelo Zuna, presented by Delta. A throwback bobblehead featuring Chipper Jones from the 2000 All-Star Game, presented by SeatGeek, and many more. Fans can also look forward to collectibles like the 1995 World Series replica ring and red home jersey presented by Coke. And we can't forget about the kiddos. Every Sunday home game, the Braves will give away items to the first 3,000 kids through the gates. Even the adults will want some of these items, which include the Blooper Mascot Security T-shirt, Ozzy Albies Go Fish deck of cards presented by Curacao, a New Island vibe, a sliding mitt, pool float, beaded player necklace, and so much more. Visit Braves.com/promos to see all of these awesome freebies and get your tickets to see your Braves this season. Atlanta Braves baseball. We are Braves country.
Look out. The lead man, Zepparoni. 1972, Led Zeppelin, in front of 25,000 fans in Western Springs, Auckland, New Zealand, appeared to their first ever gig in New Zealand, the biggest crowd ever to attend a concert on the island ever. 1972, Led Zeppelin. A special train was chartered from Wellington to bring fans to the concert. News reviews the next day reported the band could be heard 5 miles away from the stadium. Jeez. I guess they had some pretty good speakers back then in 1972 in Led Zeppelin, New Zealand. Our birthday list, we got a little sports action birthday here for Pete Davis. The pro golfer, famous guy, Hideki Matsuyama, 33 today. The goofy glasses-wearing L.A. Laker from the 80s glory days, Kurt Rambis, 67 today. And the Nature Boy, wrestling legend Ric Flair, 76 years old today. Oh, you got, what is that, M&M, Jelly Bean M&Ms? Oh, no, thank you so much. In fact, they really have a little M&M machine out here. Somebody fills them every once in a while, and there's actually, is it free, or do they put like a dime in it? It should be like a coffee thing or something, you know?
No.
And so we did that birthday. And on this day in history, young Muhammad Ali, 22-year-old Cassius Clay, shocks the odds makers by dethroning world heavyweight boxing champion Sonny Liston in the 7th-round technical knockout. Former champ Joe Louis called it the biggest upset in the history of boxing. Liston had twice demolished Floyd Patterson in one round. However, Cassius Clay said he's going to win. He's going to float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, and he knocked out Liston in the 8th round. The loquacious youngster, 22, had become known as Muhammad Ali. Liston, complaining of an injured shoulder, failed to answer the 7th-round bell. A new heavyweight champ was proclaimed.
Oh, my arm.
Yeah, my arm. Clay won in 1959 the International Golden Gloves and in 60 a gold medal light heavyweight in Rome and Summer Games in Rome. Turned pro after the Olympics, undefeated in 19 bouts, had the right to challenge Sonny Liston, who defeated Floyd Patterson. He was nicknamed Louisville Lip. The underdog proved no bragging fraud. He danced and backpedaled away from Liston's powerful swings, delivered quick and punishing jabs to his head. Liston hurt his shoulder in the first round. Muscles misused, elusive target, and so they say. Yeah. Clay announced he's joining the Nation of Islam after a private party in Miami where Malcolm X was there. And he said, I'm joining the Nation of Islam, and defended the concept of racial segregation. Later, he was descendant of a formerly enslaved person, rejected the name originally given to his family by the owner of enslaved peoples, and took the Muslim name of Muhammad Ali.
And he tossed Malcolm X aside like he was nothing when they were pretty much best friends. Yeah. Tossed him aside.
Yeah. But it kept him out of Vietnam, so that was, that was the reason he did it, for the purpose of it, which is, I had a friend in prep school who was a conscientious objector, and I respected him for it because he said what was true and what he wanted to do. He wasn't trying to weasel out of anything or do anything. He was honest about it. I don't have a problem with people doing like that. Anyway, 5:36, again, it's not about the Kimmer. Our 5 o'clock hour brought to you for once. Lee Brandt Jewelers, thank you. Where luxury jewelry, luxury jewelry and watches are affordable, my friends. Drop by their store in Sandy Springs or visit LeeBrandt.com, for crying out loud. 404-741-1230, 741-1230. A couple of quick update things. We got a lot of stuff. Everything Donald Trump does, they're trying to block by Democrats. And now here's a news story in here. Top Trump official moves to block illegal immigrants from getting food stamps. The Department of Agriculture has announced today it will ensure that illegal immigrants are not eligible for food stamp benefits. Clarify and enforce all rules restricting beneficiaries, American citizens only, aimed at ensuring taxpayer resources not used to incentivize or support illegal immigration. The days in which taxpayer dollars are used to subsidize illegal immigration are over.
Cut off the benefits and they'll self-deport.
They are. They're doing it already. Let's see. Oh, here we go. The Eagles will receive a White House invitation after their Super Bowl win. The Birds skipped out on attending when they won in 2018, but now a team says they will go. Donald Trump confirmed the invite, talking with reporters today. We haven't yet said when they will come, but they're invited. It's a great performance by them. They'll be extended an invitation. We'll do it right away. Do it sometime today. They deserve to be here, and we hope to see them. So there you are. So that'll be nice.
Frank wants to put in another review
of the. In fact, that's coming up. In fact, let's do the review, and we'll play the.
That's right.
We'll do do you want to do the review after or right now?
No.
Let's do it right. Okay. Pete Davis, our special performance with Pete coming up. This is now Frank's review of something especially you're about to hear again, shortly.
Yeah, well, Kimmer, instead of the punchline being a stand-up chameleon, you should have said that he had a reptile dysfunction.
A reptile dysfunction? Oh, hey! Well, it's too late now.
Too late now. Could have used that 2 hours ago.
That's a great idea.
Reptile dysfunction.
Thanks a lot. Next time, call beforehand. What's that?
It's time.
Yes. And now another exciting adventure in live entertainment with Not the Kimmers Rainy Day Bad Text Theater Playhouse, where we bring a ray of joy into the otherwise pathetic lives of you, the little people. Today's episode, how much is that doggy in the window? The scene, a common everyday pet store. A man enters holding a small reptile in his hands. He approaches the store clerk at the counter and says,
"Excuse me,
I'd like to return this lizard.
What seems to be the problem?
It keeps telling dad jokes. It won't shut up. Just one dad joke after another.
Let me see that lizard.
Well, the customer hands over the lizard to the shopkeeper, who examines the reptile, even turning it over and over to Judge Ick's sex. He then hands the reptile back to the customer and says,
"Well, there's your problem. That's why it won't stop telling dad jokes."
Why's that?
That's not a lizard. It's a stand-up chameleon.
And scene. No, stop. No, the tributes, they're YouTube, they're pouring, they're dancing and yelling and screaming for more. They want more. It wouldn't be fair. Oh, another extraordinary example of Not the Kimmers, Rainy Day, Bad Tex Theater Playhouse with Pete Davis and Flounder at 106.3, the only news talk radio station in Atlanta that doesn't really suck. There you are. As there we go, a little entertainment for you, the little people.
A little.
540.
Just a little.
But that actually was a good line. A reptile dysfunction would have been clever as well. Anyway, Kimber, Pete, and Flounder, how's it going? It's Tuesday. Freaking 70 degrees. It's a beautiful sunny afternoon. I mean,
you're going to jinx it.
But I have to remark about it. I mean, it's just
in 2 weeks it's going to be 104.
Yeah, and then 3 weeks it's going to be 32 and raining and freezing rain. So I mean, we get snow in March. So I mean,
we get blizzards in March.
Yeah, exactly. Ice storms, for God's sake. We've been trapped together more than one. I mean, it was,
sleeping on the floor of a conference room.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
By the way, I think 73 was in January.
I think it might have been too. I don't remember. But again, it was 73 snowstorm. That was up with the Jimmy Carter helicopter thing. It looked like a shit. I'll never forget how it was beautiful, stunningly beautiful. Like the entire everywhere you could see from a helicopter, as far as you could see, was crystal, and that gleaming sunlight. Crystal. Like
if that
prisons.
copter had gone down, you realize no one would know you were on that copter.
That's right.
You were on with Jimmy Carter.
Yeah, I was nobody. Although I did walk off first. Thank you. All the reporters waiting. 542, Kimber, Pete, Flounder. We're going to do cut number 3 here, Flounder, just in case you missed it. The media is turning on themselves. Things that we mentioned earlier, if you're going through, especially if you're young, if you have children, I'll bet they have no idea what's going on. There will never again, ever be a Walter Cronkite or a Huntley and Brinkley or a Peter Jennings or a Tom Brokaw. It's never going to happen. Everything is different about the world being so small now with social media, and the cell phone is everybody's personal satellite TV station as well as everything else. And so those days are gone. But now even the cable people are turning on themselves and realizing what's happening, and it's all because of Donald Trump and the change in the world that Donald Trump has made by being elected again and getting Elon Musk as part of the team will change the way governments are run forever, the way American politics are run, perhaps, hopefully forever. And now the media is turning on itself, and they're changed forever. MSNBC host Rachel Maddow ripping her own network for firing Joy Reid, who, by the way, has got a lot of memes coming on for bawling and crying. Poor thing. She showed up in a vicuna or like a sable mink coat the other day with her millionaire husband and her millionaire bank account and everything. Don't feel sorry for Joy Reid, who's a freaking disgrace for what she tried to do to our own country, her racism and her vicious attacks and so forth. Screw her. She got exactly what she deserved. And now Rachel Maddow is complaining about her own company, and she tries to bring race into it. Flounder, cut number 3. Check this out.
An even bigger programming change is at 7 p.m. Eastern, where Joy Reid's show, The Readout, ended tonight. And Joy is not taking a different job in the network. She is leaving the network altogether. And that is very, very, very hard to take.
No, please.
I am 51 years old.
Oh, God.
I have been gainfully employed since I was 12.
Not as a hooker.
No. And I have had so many different kinds of jobs you wouldn't believe me if I told you. But in all of the jobs I have had, in all of the years I have been alive, there is no colleague for whom I have had more affection and more respect than Joy Reid.
Joy Reid's a disgrace.
Everything about her. I have learned so much from her.
Racism,
I have so much more to learn from her.
hatred.
I do not want to lose her as a colleague here at MSNBC. And
Venom
personally,
for
I think it is a bad mistake to let her walk out the door.
Bad mistake.
It is not my call, and I understand that, but that's what I think.
Right,
I will tell you, it is also
check this.
unnerving to see that on a network where we've got two non-white hosts in primetime. Both of our non-white hosts in primetime are losing their shows, as is Katie Fang on the weekend. And that feels worse than bad, no matter who replaces them. That feels indefensible, and I do not defend it.
How could it be indefensible? They were failing at their jobs. My God, this has got nothing to do with race. What are you talking about? How could she possibly say it's because she's black? She's no longer on. I mean, this is outrageous.
No, all she's saying is because she's black, she cannot ever be fired.
That too. I mean, it's unbelievable.
Mediocrity, not meritocracy. Mediocrity rules out because of your skin color.
Even the cable stations and the cable networks have to understand they're losing money. Their people are leaving. They're not watching you anymore. We have more listeners in certain demographics than MSNBC does. That's impossible.
And their answer is Jen Psaki, Peppermint Patty.
And let's remember now, Donald Trump wants to redo the Keystone Pipeline. It was Peppermint Patty, Jen Psaki, who said, well, all you people losing your pipeline jobs, just learn coding.
Learn the code.
Just learn how to code.
And if they'd listen to them, they'd be out of the job twice now because nobody human is doing coding. It's AI.
Yeah.
At least it's starting to be.
I mean, these freaking people. It's 5:46. Well, we got a couple where you're going to hear Don Lemon and also Dan Crenshaw threatening to murder Tucker Carlson. That's coming up. And more Elon Musk warnings. What'd you do in your week of work? It's all coming up. 5:46. Kimber, Pete, and Flounder. And another, we got more. Let's do tweets and Flounder's Funny still coming up, too. Oh, it's going to be remarkable. Here we go. Look out.
Stream Clay Travis and Buck Sexton, Glenn Beck, Fox News, and even NASCAR on Sundays, anywhere on the Extra 106.3 app. Download the app now and get 24/7 access to the live stream, the latest news, and everything you need to know about Atlanta's only conservative talk station. Download the Extra 106.3 app for Apple or Android and check out even more great original content at thepodcastpark.com.
Atlanta Braves fans, May is Military Appreciation Month, and a great time to show your patriotism by purchasing a VIP table at The Warrior Alliance 4th Annual Veteran Impact Awards and Gala. The event will be held on Thursday, May 22nd at the Coca-Cola Roxy Theater at the Battery Atlanta and features dining, live entertainment, and Georgia-based veterans being honored for the significant contributions they are making in our communities. Purchase your VIP table today or make a donation at thewarrioralliance.org.
When you buy a Subaru from Subaru of Gwinnett, you're buying more than a vehicle. You're buying safety for your family, an investment that will hold its value, and something that will last a long time. You're buying trust. For a limited time, celebrate all the 2025 models during the Subaru A Lot to Love event, now through March 31st. Whether you're looking to match your adventurous spirit with the 2025 Subaru Outback or lean on the reliability of the 2025 Subaru Forester, Subaru of Gwinnett has the perfect fit for your family. You'll love exploring in the 2025 Subaru Crosstrek, and the 2025 Subaru Legacy is what happens when we put the best of Subaru into a sedan. Plus, every Subaru model comes equipped with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive. Subaru of Gwinnett has been your hometown dealership for years, and we're proud to be here to help your family find a Subaru to love for years to come. And our award-winning service department is here to ensure you've always got someone to lean on and trust when you need us. Stop in for a test drive on Satellite Boulevard in Duluth and meet our incredible staff, or start your shopping online at SubaruofGwinnett.com.
If you're living with dry age-related macular degeneration or dry AMD, you may be at risk for developing geographic atrophy or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, leading to irreversible vision loss. Now there's something you can do to
slow it
down and get it going slower.
Izervay is proven to slow GA progression.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Izervay or avacin-capted Pagel is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com.
Paid for by Estella's Pharma.
It's February 25th, and this is your Fox Daily Snapshot. Today is National Clam Chowder Day. It dates back to as early as 1795. Chowder was originally made as a water-based fish soup with various thickness, featuring onions, potatoes, and carrots. By 1836, clam chowder became a staple for sailors. In 1836, Samuel Colt patents the first multi-shot revolving cylinder revolver, allowing the firearm to be fired multiple times without reloading. Cuban President Raul Castro announces in 2013 he will not seek another term in 2018. In 1957, Buddy Holly and the Crickets record their hit, That'll Be the Day, at a studio in New Mexico.
That'll be the day when you say goodbye. That'll be the day.
It was Holly's first hit, but it was credited to his band, the Crickets. But it did turn Holly into a huge star the following summer. I'm CJ Papa. That's your Fox Daily Snapshot.
That'll be the day when you say goodbye. Yes, that'll be the day.
Oh, Buddy Holly.
Make me cry.
Is that who sings it?
So singing it.
You know it's
keep it that way. I think it. Be the day. Hey. 1957. Buddy Holly recorded a new version of That'll Be the Day at Norman Petty Recording Studios in Clovis, New Mexico. The title was taken from a phrase used by John Wayne in the film The Searchers. That'll be the day. And you remember the Duke says, yeah, what's do with there, Pilgrim? And they swing his hands over there like this. God, John Wayne. Birthdays include Anson Mount, 52.
Good actor.
Captain Christopher Pike on Star Trek Discovery. AMC's Hell on Wheels. Mm-hmm. A lot of things. Anson Mount's 52 years old.
Black Bolt in the Marvel movies.
I haven't seen those, but I know you have. And you're going to think of somebody special on this when I mention this birthday, Pete Davis. Tom Courtney is 88.
Oh, the dresser, and he did
Dr. Zhivago.
Dr. Zhivago.
And when I say Dr. Zhivago, you say, "Oh my God!"
It's
that little blonde
Julie Christie.
Julie Christie.
She, whose most beautiful face.
Oh man.
Tom Courtney did called
he was a lot of things.
Billy Liar, and that's a disturbing movie.
Yeah, Tom Courtney's 88 years old. Many things. And on this day in history, this is a little bit lengthy. 1779, Fort Sackville is surrendered. The beginning of the end of British domination in America's western frontier in 1779. 18 days earlier, George Rogers Clark departed Caucasia on the Mississippi River with 170 men, including Kentucky militia and French volunteers, went 200 miles. Icy floodwater reached Fort Sackville in Vincennes, Indiana, brutally killing 5 captive British allied Native Americans within view of the fort. Clark then secured the surrender of the British garrison under Lieutenant Governor so-and-so. But here's how they did it. They had only 40 British soldiers, an equal number of mixed French volunteers. French settlers fought on both sides of the revolution, and militia from Detroit. Clark managed to make his 170 men seem like 500. They earned unfurled flags suitable to a whole bunch more troops. The woodsmen filling Clark's ranks were able to fire at a rapid rate, reinforced the sense that the fort was surrounded by a substantial army. Clark began tunneling under the fort with exploding gunpowder stores underneath it. When one of the Indians' raiding party tried to return to the fort, Clark's men killed him and captured all the rest of them. The tomahawk execution served upon 5 of the captives scared the British as to their fate in Clark's hands. They subsequently surrendered, showing the British weakness in the area to the Americans, realizing the Americans could no longer rely on the British to protect them from the Patriots. And that was the end of the British dominance of that part of the country from the Midwest. Because of the guy faked him out and took the fort, and the tomahawk killed the Indians in front of all the... Anyway, 554. What, you didn't like that?
And now
one?
you know
the rest. Well, I love my little history things. Okay, we got my soundbite here. I forgot to find out how long the last thing was. I'll assume it's a minute. Here we go.
That's what
I'm
she
just going to
said.
guess about it. Be the most exciting 60 seconds of your life, baby. Come with the Kimmer. Oh, sorry. Don Lemon, Megyn Kelly thing. Holy cow. Megyn Kelly was reacting to Joy Reid getting fired, saying that Joy Reid was an idiot. She's the worst. Good riddance, the worst person on television. Shame on everybody else. It just completely mocked Joy Reid. So here's what Don Lemon, who used to be on TV, Don Lemon's now doing like podcast stuff. Here, cut number 2, Flounder. Don Lemon talking about Megyn Kelly.
So let me just say to Megyn Kelly, in my 30-some years as a journalist and my 50-some years as a person of color, go for yourself, okay? I usually don't like to talk about her because she's one of those people, she thrives on it. She has built the second part of whatever of her career on being a troll.
Oh, please, just go away. I guess he doesn't like girls for some reason. There's another soundbite. We aren't going to play it because it's too hard to hear, but the Tucker Carlson issue, if you haven't heard about this, Republican Congressman Dan Crenshaw from Texas, who is the one-eye patch, a former Navy SEAL, and he was doing an interview with somebody on the BBC, and he said he was caught on a hot mic saying that Tucker Carlson's the worst person and threatened to kill him. Let's see. Exchange with a British journalist, Navy SEAL, represents the Houston area, blasted Carlson, admitted they had never met in person. If I ever meet him, I'll blanking kill him. It was at the interview where the British news guy was publishing video of it. Crenshaw criticized Carlson for his opposing aid to Ukraine, saying the commentator doesn't know what he's talking about. Well, Tucker Carlson has said that the lawmaker Crenshaw is one of the dumbest Republicans, call him Eye Patch McCain, and Crenshaw calls Carlson a cowardly, know-nothing elitist and threatened to kill him. Well, a lot of people in the Republican Party are saying you ought to arrest Crenshaw because threatening to kill somebody as a member of Congress is pretty out there. Now, clearly, he was not, he was not threatening to actually kill him. Navy SEALs don't threaten to kill you; they just kill you.
They used to beat each other up with canes in Congress.
Yeah. They used to throw chicken bones in Georgia, for God's sakes, years ago. Anyway, at 556, Kimmer Fiend Flounder. Oh, by the way, I don't know what you heard about the story of a married couple, Mitchell and Jennifer Collin, on a flight from Melbourne, Australia to Qatar, 15 hours in the air. During the flight, a very large woman was in the aisle and collapsed and died. And so they're trying to get her out of the aisle, but she's so big, they can't move her from the aisle. They can't really move her from the aisle. So this married couple is sitting in a row of 4 seats. So the stewardess said, can you just move over, please? And they wrapped the dead woman in a blanket and propped her in the seat next to the married couple for the rest of the 15-hour flight. And there's a picture making social media of the father of the husband, just watching the TV set on the airline flight with a dead woman in a blanket next to him for like 5 hours.
Does certain biological things happen to a body after death?
Yeah, it does. It releases everything inside. It goes zoink. So it must have.
Oh, my.
The first thing it does is release everything. Believe me.
And you get stiff after a while.
Yeah, right.
How can they get around with this? It's like Animal House with a horse is in the chancellor's office, and
I can't even imagine.
Chainsaw.
And by the way, then they said the worst thing was when the plane landed, the stewardess said, "You've got to stay here. You can't move until everybody gets off the plane and we get the body off." And the couple said, "You're making us wait with this woman after we did this now," and they made them stay on the plane until it was all over.
Well, the one was just deadheading.
Well, anyway, there's go. Hey ho, hi-oh, hi-oh.
That's an old airline joke.
No, it's an old airline joke. There is a thing there. Anyway,
deadhead.
And Kathleen Kennedy stepping down on the Star Wars Disney people because she's ruined it. Elon Musk said you've gone so woke, and now everybody's agreed, and she's out. They screwed up the latest of the Star Wars movies and the new a thing called the Acolyte. The Jedi Master thing, and it's got, it's just...
she screwed up Marvel, she screwed up Star Wars, Snow White,
females.
Everything she touched turned to crap.
Yeah. 558, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder.
South Park made fun of her.
Yeah, exactly, as they should. Flounder's funny. One more shot here, sir, if you will.
I'm a Democrat, but the Democrats do suck because they don't ever do what we want them to do, right? Being a Democrat and a progressive is like, it's like talking to Alexa. You're like, hey, Democrats, could we get student debt loan forgived? And they're like, I'm sorry, I don't think I heard you right. Did you say start a war with Iran? Hey, Democrats, could we get like a cool young progressive candidate? They're like, I'm sorry, I don't think we heard you right. Did you say you want an elderly man who spent the 90s locking up black men for a drug his son still does? Is that what you...
Who's that, Flounder?
Mr. Andy Hayes.
He's a good one. Well done, sir. All right, boys, tomorrow is hump day, and I gotta go. You're killing me. Christine, sing me home, baby. Pete Davis and Flounder tomorrow. Herp and herp and herp. Hoorah, herp, herp, sing me home, baby.